And I believe we are on. We are ready to go. So, hello, everybody. This is Napa Fan here. And we thank you so much for joining us here tonight for the Thanksgiving special event for the NNSCRA. It is the Steer It or Stuff It 250 here from the Daytona International Speedway. And I'm honored to be around the same guys we were around for NNSCRA Talladega 20 days ago. Joe Rutkowski and Chris Dollarton. I will say they are probably going to talk a little bit more than I will today. Unfortunately, I stuffed it. I am very stuffy with my cold right now, so you might not be hearing that much of me because of that, and you might hear me be a little bit deeper of a voice than normal. But I'm going to ask you guys, it's a smaller field than Talladega. How is that going to affect the way these guys race it, considering that it's a smaller field compared to Talladega we had 20 days ago?
Well, I think that potentially there's not going to be as much laying back in the field because there's not really a back of the field with only 17 drivers competing in the show. You can't really fall back and lay back and wait, and with no stages you're not guaranteed any yellows, so I think it's going to be kind of just trying to stay in the pack. Even if you just want to stay at the back of the pack, you can't really lay off the pack, though. I have to think that you have to stay up in the pack throughout the whole entire race.
Yeah, Joe, you nailed that down. This is going to be a very interesting race, to say the least. It's Daytona, and it's a small field. 18 cars took to the qualifying, or actually 17 took qualifying. 17, sorry, took to qualifying. So it's a small field at Daytona. Maybe we'll hopefully get a little bit less of wreckage, and we'll get some good racing in tonight.
And we definitely expect a great race. Only 17 starters in the field for tonight's event, but the race winner of Talladega 20 days ago, Tyler Mallon, is in the event as well. And we saw the dominating performance that he put on at Talladega back in October. Do you think he's going to put on a similar performance here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway?
It's possible. Once a super speedway racer, always a super speedway racer. So I'm going to watch for him to be up towards the front, maybe not as dominating. Obviously, he had some help last time in terms of, he had those drivers lined up with him like Andrew Miller and Tristan Allen. He's not going to have them tonight, so we'll see if he maybe made some plans with other drivers or if he's just out there solo. It's going to be interesting to see how he can do in this smaller field.
So we're going to go ahead and give you guys the starting lineup, as they have already qualified, currently in the driver's meeting. So I would imagine about 5 minutes from now, these guys will be ready to take to the racetrack here in the Steer It or Stuff It 250. Roger Ray will be starting on the pole position in the number 84, fastest time in qualifying, with Johnny Gardner right behind him. Seth Cole and Michael Norman in row number 2, Dylan Poteet and Phil Parker in row number 3. C18, that is Cameron Hartley in the number 34 alongside Corey Williams in row number 4. Eric Rodriguez in the 77 alongside Chris McLean in row number 5. Charles Belding, Andrew Lemke in row number 6. Sonny Tallman, Tyler Mallon deep in the field for Tyler Mallon. It's going to be interesting to see if he can work his way through the field there. That is row number 7. Row number 8 is Levi McIntyre, Cole Deaver, and Garrett Zanor in the final row number 9. Some tidbits on the race, and we will show you right here. The Steer It or Stuff It 250 at Daytona, 90 laps. It will show 100 laps on the leaderboard. However, there are extra laps due to the fact that there is a possible green-white checkered attempt in this race. 225 official miles, but that could be longer if we see a green-white checkered later on. There are no stages in the event, something different from Talladega. And the cautions will be manual, meaning that the race admins will be throwing the cautions under their discretion. And one thing here that is very interesting, and this is a little bit of controversy at the Talladega special event, passing below the WO line will be legal here tonight. We know that Tyler Mallon did that at Talladega, and he got penalized for it, still came through the field to win the race. But I'm going to ask you guys, how do you think that is going to affect the race here tonight? Do you think we're going to see guys make those moves on the inside like that?
Absolutely. If that's open, they're going to be going down there. These drivers are racers at heart. They're going to go wherever they can. If there's asphalt there, even if there's grass there, they're going to go there. That's just how they are. They see an opening, they're going to take it. So I feel like that maybe some drivers are going to have more options. Instead of having to just hug that WL line, make sure no one can pass underneath you, there's now a lane down there. So you're going to have to watch both inside and outside, especially come down to the end. They're going to do anything they can to win the race.
So what I'm concerned about is where these guys are going to make those moves on the yellow line. If I'm them, you never do that in the corners because with how this track is, and then with the back straightaway, that's a perfect place to do it. And then the tri-oval, it makes it like, you know, how they do it on the now front stretch at ISM, and then also at other tracks like Chicagoland and Kentucky, where they find their way down to the bottom of the yellow line in real NASCAR. So it's interesting to what these guys are going to do tonight. But if I'm them, you can make it on the front stretch. Even then, that's a little dicey. Back stretch, of course. Turns, you do that, you're taking the field with you.
And like I mentioned, there are only 17 drivers in tonight's event, so we could have a possibility of only having a few guys at the end of this race. And another thing, too, that's very important to realize is this is Daytona. This is not Talladega. The track is much more narrow than Talladega is. And because of that, turns are going to be a little bit tighter, and there's not as much room to make a mistake here. So it is a smaller field, but we could see the same capacity of cautions that we saw at Talladega back in October. It's about all we got going right now. We're just waiting for these guys to get on the racetrack here for the Steer It or Stuff It 250. Of course, a little bit of a misnomer. It's only officially 225 miles, as you see, as it is a 90-lap race. The ticker will say 100 laps, like I mentioned, but the extra laps are there in case we get a green-white checker. There is only one green-white checkered attempt in this event, so they only have one shot to do that. Hopefully we will not need to use that and we can end this race on lap 90, but if not, it's there, so we get an official finish here at Daytona. There's the starting lineup once again. I'll put that back up for all you guys to know who is in this race. And yeah, we're ready to go here from Daytona. Looking to get this one started here for 90 laps at the Daytona International Speedway. So,
man, there's just not much for us to say while they're just sitting in the drivers' meeting.
Yeah, you can tell what they're doing right now with all these trucks going all over the place on the racetrack. But we'll show you a couple of the schemes we got here. We're in technical happy hour practice. None of this is official. This is a little bit of extra practice for these guys while they are in their driver's meeting. That's Garrett Tenor in the number 6. I know Garrett Tenor, I believe he was knocked out early on in Talladega, so he's looking for some redemption in that number 6 machine. 84 is Roger Ray. If you remember Talladega, he was with Carter Friesen pretty much the entire race. Of course, Carter Friesen is not in this race. He is in France right now, so that wasn't really possible for him. But Roger Ray starts on the pole, so we'll have to see what he can do in that number 84 machine. There's Levi McIntyre, number 99. Hoping for a good run. Got other guys who are messing it on the pit lane. Really messing with it on the pit lane. Number 7 of Sonny Tallman and the 08 of Tyler Mallon there. And they are ready to go here from Daytona.
Drivers, to your car.
So you see the starting lineup right there. We'll keep that up until we get to the green flag of the event. Roger Ray on the pole alongside Johnny Gardner in row number 1. Going to be interesting to see who works with each other in this race. We saw a lot of that at Talladega, especially with Andrew Miller and Tyler Mallon. Of course, a lot of those guys, Cole Baker, Tristan Allen, Tyler Mallon, and Andrew Miller all work together. 3 of those guys are not even in this race. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out for Tyler Mallon, because all those guys he was working with at Talladega, they're not in the race tonight. So we'll have to see if anyone goes with Tyler Mallon. I would imagine he's got a fast truck, but we'll have to see if he does have any friends here tonight for the Send It or the Steer It or Stuff It 250. I keep on wanting to say it was the Send It or Stuff It 250, but some guys will send it here tonight, especially considering that it is legal to pass below the WO line. So a lot of factors in this race. There is the official command. And we are ready to get this one started here from Daytona. All right, it's that time. Who is going to get the race victory here tonight in the Steer It or Stuff It 250?
Alright, so I thought really long and hard about this. Went to Tyler Mallon at first, but then I said, well, I don't think he's going 2 in a row. And then I started looking at truck paint schemes and looking at Roger Ray's. I'm going to take the guy starting on the pole. I know low-hanging fruit and all. But looking at his scheme, he has Santa on the truck, right? And as we know, Christmas always kind of overrides Thanksgiving. And this being a Thanksgiving special, it would be kind of fitting if the Christmas truck were to win the Thanksgiving race.
If I'm gonna go as someone to pick here, my pick from from Talladega, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's even racing tonight. Couldn't quite remember who that was, but I'm gonna have to go. Heck, I'll go with the founder of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole. He's my pick as we're ready to go.
And my pick's going to be Tyler Mallon. Didn't fail me last time. Don't think he's going to fail me now. We're ready to get this one started. Green flag in the air. We are racing at Daytona in the Steer It or Stuff It 250. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Let's get this party started.
One car already dropping way to the back. That's Cameron Hartley. He wants nothing to do with the front early on.
And you saw Seth Cole make an aggressive move on lap 1 to the outside of Roger Ray right after the start-finish line. Didn't work out for him. See Roger Ray already going below the WL line to try and block. Once again, that is legal to do here. And Gardner looking to the outside already. Already got a train for him on the outside there.
Johnny Gardner on the outside lane of Roger Ray. He's got help there from Michael Norman and Seth Cole. Dylan Poteet in the 31 on the outside lane as well. And it looks like lap number 1 will be led by Johnny Gardner in the number 16. He's got lap 1 here at Daytona.
And
no help whatsoever
no help
for Roger Ray. He's got abandoned there. All the trucks went to the top. And now you see Seth Cole trying to form the outside lane, get the outside Michael Norman, trying to get up there in the 16, and Johnny Gardner as well.
Seth Cole with some help there from Dylan Poteet in the number 31 machine. Tyler Mallon already inside the top 5 in that 08 machine. And there's no surprise there after what he did at Talladega, so I have to see what he can do on that outside lane. Of course, it is early on in the race. It is, like I mentioned, a 90-lap race. You see that at the bottom right of your screen. Just to remind you, it is not 100 laps. The extra laps are only there for the green-white checker. That's the last time I will mention that with my voice. Seth Cole on the outside lane, going to lead lap number 2. Dylan Poteet right behind him as Johnny Gardner holds the inside lane. Number 18 machine of Michael Norman right behind him and Roger Ray on the inside as well. But the outside lane definitely seems to be the strongest line at the moment.
You can see Tyler Mallon getting up there, and the front of the field, they're getting all dicey.
Poteet for a second there in turns 1 and 2 wanted to get to the inside. 16 was still there. Now they got it back down to the inside. Now as the inside line. Nope, Seth.
Oh boy.
Big push on Mallon. He's going to look to the outside.
Oh boy. He's got to be careful. We got some pretty wide going on and around. Mallon in the outside wall hard.
Oh, they're still wrecking. Saved it. That was Phil Parker.
Yeah, we saw somebody go around there, but Mallon took a hard hit to the outside wall, and I would imagine that they're going to call the caution out for that.
They did.
They did.
Caution is out.
Of course, since they are manual cautions, the pace truck does not come out. But Seth Cole won the race back to the line. And one more thing I'd like to mention, if you noticed that all of the trucks have Turkey Hill on the windshield banner, that is because I have it modified in my game for my offline series, the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And that is currently going on right now. So I just kept it that way because it would take too much trouble to switch it in and switch it back. So Turkey Hill, kind of a fitting sponsor for a Thanksgiving race. But either way, Seth Cole winning the race back to the line.
Fell out for a minute, boys. I'm coming back.
And I did not catch what he said there, Joe.
You got that you got that turkey or that Thanksgiving ice cream and iced tea there on the.
Yep, I'm drinking some Turkey Hill tea right now as we speak.
Oh.
No, sorry, boys. I fell out of the server for a minute. Now I'm back.
Alright, we're all good right now. It looks like Tyler Mallon's good. No damage on the 08, as far as I know. I did not get a list on the damage rules, but looking at the hit that Mallon took, I would imagine there's almost no damage on for this race, but at the highest, it would be moderate. So we'll have to see how that all goes down for Tyler Mallon. But Seth Cole, the race leader. We'll have to see if anyone comes down the pit lane here. Lap 4 of 90 in the Steer It or Stuff It 250 from Daytona. Seth Cole, ooh, we have some guys kind of faking it out right there. Michael Norman going to be the first guy to come down, and the 51 of Corey Williams as well. Garrett Sonor down the pit lane. 54 machine, Phil Parker. Cole Deaver in the 3. He was not in Talladega in this event here tonight. Andrew Lemke in the 88 machine. Cameron Hartley. Tyler Mallon, of course, coming down in the 77 machine of Eric Rodriguez. Eric Rodriguez was also not in Talladega. This is the first time I've seen him in a special event. Of course, a lot of you guys watching, a lot of you guys in the race probably know these guys a lot more than I do, so please forgive me if I don't know anyone. I don't know many people. Race off the pit lane, won by the 54 of Phil Parker. Of course, not everyone came down the pit lane, and I would imagine the restart will be led by Seth Cole in the number 15. So out of those first 4 laps that we saw, what do you think we're going to see for the rest of the night here at Daytona?
Well, it looked like the outside was definitely the best lane, definitely the lane to be in. Also, we saw before Malin got crashed there, he was getting a really, really big push on the top side. It looked like pushing was really helping that outside. So if you get hooked up, you get 2 trucks hooked up, it looks like you could go right by the inside lane.
These guys have kept it clean, per se, after I say that and we're under the yellow, but they were very lucky that it was basically just a 1-car spin, as that was up in front of the pack, so everyone did a good job getting around that. So the guys are going to have to watch that now, as we're only 5 laps into this race. We're on lap 5, so maybe they'll tone it down a bit. We'll see what happens.
And they got that really good run in the outside lane, and that is what caused that accident. Allen just got shoved out of line. He had so much momentum, and he could not push Seth Cole and Dylan Poteet too much more, and he had to file out of line and just lost it. Speaking of which, we never reviewed the accident. I'm sick, so I'm not thinking as clearly as I should be.
They got 1 lap to review. It looks like they're not going green this time. So
we're going to go ahead and show you what happened to Tyler Malin right here in the 08 machine. And, of course, it was a minor accident, too. Only a 1-truck incident. I know someone else got spun, but they saved it. We'll check and see who that was. But this was on lap 3 of the event, so very early on here at Daytona, but all 17 drivers going to still be in this race. Right there. Yeah, Poteet came up on McIntyre, and that's what caused that. And it was the 54, Phil Parker, almost went around, and he saved it. But you saw what happened right there. There's the scoreboard's in the way of Tyler Malin.
One thing that contributed to that, you said Poteet moved up off the bottom of the racetrack. Roger, you enter right in the bottom, you get really tight.
Yeah.
So it looked like that's really what happened to those bottom few trucks. Like we saw the 16 also do that of Johnny Gardner. It looked, and also Michael Norman. It looks like if you kind of enter way low, you really drift up. So that's something to keep an eye on for the rest of this race.
Yeah, McIntyre had nowhere to go.
No. Poteet didn't really have. There wasn't really much he could do there when you, like you said, you're entering the corner like that, and then. It's an unfortunate thing. The good thing, at least, is Malin continues. We'll have to see what his speed is going to be. But, well, the guys are heading down the backstretch right now at the moment, as you see. Very good racing to start off, then the wreck. So let's see if these guys are going to tone it down a bit, like I said, or they're going to just keep going all out here. Remember, folks, no stages in this race. One thing I don't know if we pointed that out or not. No stages.
And no points.
Traditional NASCAR.
Yeah, it's a traditional straightforward race, 225 miles, only 90 laps, so it's still a long race. So considering how short the field is, I don't think it's necessary to race too aggressively early on. A little bit different when it comes to Talladega. We got a lot more guys in that race. This one's a smaller one, so hopefully we get a nice long green flag run here, get some great racing here at Daytona. Seth Cole, Levi McIntyre, row number 1, Johnny Gardner and Sonny Tallman in row 2. Got Roger Ray alongside the 00 of Charles Belding in row number 3. And the 33 machine of Chris McLean alongside the 54 of Phil Parker. That's the top 8 starting positions. Back to racing at Daytona. In the steered or stuff at 250, Seth Cole with the jump on the restart. He's got the inside lane working to his advantage.
That was a great jump for Seth Cole. He got out there way ahead.
You gotta be careful.
Gardner gets too big of a run. Oh, look
and already, Sonny Tallman got clipped by somebody, and we got ourselves a pile-up in turn number 2. 54, Phil Parker around 77. Eric Rodriguez also got spun. Michael Norman in the 18, Dylan Poteet.
Cameron Hartley.
And Cameron Hartley in the 34.
And the caution is out.
And just like that, our second caution of the night here at Daytona.
Well, that thing about keeping it clean, I don't know about that.
That didn't take long.
Unfortunately, it didn't, and there is significant damage on the 77 of Eric Rodriguez. Tough break for him right there. I still don't think that's going to knock anybody out. They weren't even up to full speed when that wreck occurred.
That just, when we go back and look at it, that just came out of nowhere. Well, I look up for a second, we're racing, and then the next minute I see Tallman around. So Looks like everybody's coming here, though, for the pits, except maybe a couple. Whoa!
Ooh, and that was, I believe,
That was
51 of Corey Williams, who decided to stay out right there. And the number 3 of Cole Deaver also staying out. Everybody else is down the pit lane. Seth Cole actually fell back to the end of the field. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. I don't think he was involved in the accident. Unless you guys
Cameron
saw...
Hartley stayed out in the 34 as well.
He was
The
involved
3 guys
in the
staying
wreck.
out. Looks like it was gas only for Chris McLean and Garrett Senor. Same goes for Roger Ray, who has the first pit stall for starting on the pole position here tonight, and the 08 of Tyler Mallon off as well. Imagine a lot of these other guys repairing some damage to their race cars. Some guys actually taking tires. Seth Cole taking tires right there. Johnny Gardner's off. 88 machine. Lemke also off. Levi McIntyre just drove off. There might be an issue on the number 15 of Seth Cole. Not entirely sure what the deal is, but 3 guys still on the pit lane. Seth Cole, Michael Norman, and Dylan Poteet, who happen to be the 3 admins for this race, so I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, but either way, let's go ahead and see what happens. Sonny Tolman going around in the number 7.
It looks like the 33 took blame for it, so...
And that would be... Chris McLean, who is taking the blame for the accident, so that would be an EOL penalty for him into the longest line. We'll see what happened here. We play it slow-mo right there. McLean, I believe... Yeah, we'll look at this here.
Looks like he came up just a little bit into that 7.
Tough to see. Yeah, you see right there, McLean just moved up slightly, and I mean just a little bit on Tolman. And then Tolman got sent around. Seth Cole was leading this race when this occurred. Came back up there into the 00 machine of Charles Belding. Belding had nowhere to go. Belding took a very hard hit in that one. Then you see Cameron Hartley going around, the number 54. Phil Parker getting spun off by Eric Rodriguez, and Andrew Lemke also nowhere to go. But thankfully, that was it. There's someone else there. Oh, these 2 guys, Michael Norman and Dylan Poteet, were at the back of all of this, so which might have been why they were on the pit lane a little bit longer than the rest of the field. And you see Norman almost losing it. I think he did lose it there in the 18. Spun around there, and Dylan Poteet also got some damage, so...
Yeah, worst thing for Michael, he could just clean the grill, and I'm sure they did. It's probably the worst thing that happened for him.
I'm not entirely sure what happened to Seth Cole. We'll replay this in real time, following Sonny Tolman in the number 7. And this caught me off guard as well, looking down at my notes, and then all of a sudden the number 7 is sideways on the racetrack and in the wall. And a lot of guys just didn't know where to go, and it caused a much bigger wreck than what it initially was. Tough break for all those guys involved. Rodriguez with the most damage, but I would imagine everyone is good to go now. I'm not entirely sure what happened to Seth Cole. I think he let everyone drive by. He was not involved in the accident. Came down the pit lane last.
Wonder if Seth maybe wanted to get to the back of the field. Maybe just don't want to be up there quite yet.
He was backing it down pretty quick there from what I was looking at, so I guess he just surrendered the lead. I don't know. It's odd. It's very odd to see why he did that.
We'll have to see how he recovers from that. Of course, he's actually going to be restarting in 11, so considering it's such a small field, there's not much to lose in that situation. Maybe he was thinking, you know what, it's just a little too crazy up here. I'm going to back it down for the rest of the race. Bound to be more cautions. We're not even to lap 10 yet. We're going to cross for lap 10 right here. Corey Williams and Cole Deaver. And Deaver spun the tires. He did not get going right there. Senor and Mallon clear. And Deaver having some issues right there, and the number 3 machine falls all the way back to the 4th position. We got 3 wide back in here. Roger Ray on the outside of Levi McIntyre and Seth Cole.
That's because of the backup from Deaver spinning the tires. That all that entire outside line had to check up because of that, and that's what has started the frenzy towards the back of the pack.
And look what happened. Now everyone's going down to the bottom because there was no one on the outside that was going fast enough. Now everyone's just kind of migrating to the bottom of the racetrack. Maybe we'll get them kind of riding around.
We got somebody cool. Wow, Sonny Tolman.
Oh!
Oh, man, he was trying, and he saved it, but he got in the Cole Deaver. Deaver came up on him just a little bit, I do believe, and Sonny Tillman almost
loose,
lost,
guys.
and he's fallen way back into number 7.
He is wicked loose right now. That's what I'm guarding here. Oh, we got a battle for the lead.
Garrett Sonor on the outside. Help from Tyler Mallon on Corey Williams, and Mallon's around again. And that was Cole Deaver that time. Dylan Poteet into the 08. And McLean spinning around into the accident. Cameron Hartley again. And the 00 also spinning.
Wow.
Deaver got loose again. That was the second time that's happened, and he could not hold the line on the inside.
Tyler Mallon has just not had a great start. I mean, but both times weren't really his fault. I mean, he's kind of he had nothing to do with this again.
Yeah, he's
still going. Everybody's
still going here at Daytona.
He's not
All
happy with the
17
3,
guys.
though.
He is not happy with the 3.
I can imagine.
Oh, yeah, he's... Yeah.
Yeah, he also had a run-in with Cole Deaver there as well. And the 31 of Dylan Poteet. Of course, Mallon's going to come down to repair any damage that he might have. 00. Charles Belding also was caught up in that one, spun off.
Those guys aren't going to be having Thanksgiving dinner with each other, I can tell you that right now.
Shit, no kidding.
The Michael Norman first driver down. He missed his pit stall,
Missed his stall. Oh, man.
I
will tell you one thing, that is a difficult thing to do. Get into your pit stall. Number 16, Johnny Gardner also down the pit lane.
Just taking
it really easy. Sonny Tillman wins the race off of those guys. Let's go ahead and see what happened to Mallon.
It's been a symphony of errors for Mallon so far. It's been a symphony of errors for everyone out there. I mean, it's been a crazy one.
Guys have not been
far.
involved in anything yet. Corey Williams is one of them. Number 51 has been able to stay out front pretty nicely in this one, but we're going to see what happened right here to the 08.
I wonder if, again, with this crash, we were talking about how Roger Ray said early on it was hard to enter on the bottom of the racetrack. I just wonder if that happened with the 3 again.
Yeah, oh, wow. He just moved right up into him, and that was a pure accident. Like we've mentioned, we saw it happen to Dylan Poteet earlier on. Just really hard to hold that inside entering the corner. Poteet got spun off by Gardner.
Yeah, Poteet had it slowed down to where he might have missed it, but the 16 didn't really get the memo in time, and it's hard to check up like that so fast.
I thought when the 08 was going to be able to I thought he was going to be able to correct it there spinning, but then when he got the wall, I was like, well, there's no way he's saving that. And I thought everyone would miss it, but yeah, like you said, 16 couldn't do it well. There you see the 34 hitting the 31 in the back.
It's just hard to slow these down in such a short time.
And we'll use the spectator cam to replay this one. Joe was giving praise to that camera angle earlier on, and you'll get a really good perspective here of what happened with Cole Deaver entering turn number 1. Hits the inside and moves right up. It's almost like he blew a tire. Almost.
It's like they're bombing out, going like into the turn.
Yeah, that's what happened. It was a massive bottom out for the number 3. Massive. Well, Corey Williams won the race back to the line.
He's loving it right now. He's just staying out.
He just keeps on staying out, and it's a good strategy. I mean, he's going to have to pit at some point in this race, but why pit when you're going to get another caution? Just stay out there and lead the laps, and I believe he's led the most laps in this race so far. It looks like he's going to choose the outside lane, give Garrett Sonor the inside with Eric Rodriguez behind the 6, and Seth Cole in 4th behind the 51.
There, look at that. Maybe some teamwork going to happen here on this restart. So we got Corey Williams leading the inside. It's going to be Garrett Sonor. And behind Sonor, it's going to be Rodriguez with Cole behind the 51 of Williams. Back behind them, you have McIntyre and Ray, along with Parker and Lemke, Tallman, Mallon, Belding. They have Hartley, along with McLean. They have Poteet. They have Deaver at the back, along with Gardner. And then they have Norman, who came off pit road. So far, all 17 are still left on the track, it looks like.
We'll have to see how this restart goes. Garrett Sonor on the inside of Corey Williams. Both of those drivers stayed out on the racetrack. Of course, they were 1-2 when the caution came out. So maybe, just maybe, we'll get something going on here. Longest green flag run of the night has been 2.5 laps, and they're in the back of the field, not sure where everyone's supposed to go. Looks like they might have it figured out. Michael Norman, not entirely sure what's going on back in there, but we're back to racing. Corey Williams, the race leader, going to get the jump on the outside. I'm wondering if Williams and Senor are helping each other out here. Doesn't look like it. Actually, yeah, that's what's going on right there. They're going to single file out on the outside lane. Cole Deaver, or should I say the 51 of Corey Williams, got a really good jump there on Seth Cole. And 1-2, Corey Williams, Garrett Senor pulling away from the rest of the field at the moment.
You know, it might be a weird line to run, but with how we've seen trucks enter the corner tonight, it might be better to enter high and then kind of swoop low so that you don't get tight.
Yeah, and we've had a massive issue with drivers getting tight on that inside. You see it right there. Senor just a little bit off the inside. Same with Corey Williams.
See how much time they lose as well. They came off the back of that 51.
Levi McIntyre in third. Roger Ray in the 84 on the inside of Eric Rodriguez, and nobody helping Rodriguez on the outside lane. If they stay single file, they should be good, but when you try to make moves like this, like Levi McIntyre, and he got loose, got on the outside, he's going to lose the position, and again, Phil Parker, and this time, that's a hard hit in the fence. Sonny Tallman as well.
Oh, man, this reminds you of something to have a fan. I mean, like...
Last year's Talladega. That's what we're seeing right now.
Poteet's got a lot of damage this time.
And Tallman as well. Tallman's smoking. That's
yeah, Sonny Tallman's going to be done
catastrophic.
after
It's likely his night.
Dylan Poteet in the 31 also caught up in that one. Phil Parker in the 54. And Corey Williams, once again, wins the race back, or should I say, is the leader on the caution. The manual caution here, I believe, states that when the caution comes out, where they are during the time of the caution is how they line up for the next restart, or when they're coming down the pit lane like they are now. And I believe Corey Williams is finally going to make a stop, or is he?
Oh, where's Malin going?
Malin had an issue. I don't know what went on there, but the 08 stopped.
Uh-oh.
And he might be done for the night. I don't know.
He's out.
Tyler Malin out of the race.
And Cole is spun. Seth Cole spun.
Seth Cole went around in the number 15.
What is going on?
I thought Talladega was supposed to be cursed, but I mean, like, someone's cursed the Thanksgiving race.
It's a wild race so far here at Daytona. And race favorite Tyler Malin with an issue. We're going to have to get him in here and see what happened, but he is the first retiree of the race. I imagine the second one's going to be Sonny Tallman. There's no way that truck's getting back out there.
It looks like Seth Cole just got into the grass and spun it around. Not a lot of grip in the grass.
And I think one thing that's much different from Talladega is these guys are a lot looser than they were back when they were at Talladega. I think that is definitely a big factor to why these guys are having their issues here tonight. Sonny Tallman out of the race.
That's
I believe everybody else will be able to continue. 15 drivers left on the racetrack. Let's go ahead and see what happened.
Man.
Going to be officially a valve issue on the 7 as to why he has to call it quits tonight.
Yeah, tough break for Sonny Tallman. He had a couple of incidents out there on the racetrack. And this one taking him out of the race. And not entirely sure what happened. It all happened so fast, but it was a hard hit.
Oh, it looks like it may have been bump drafting in the corners.
And he was pushing Phil Parker. Phil Parker came down. Sonny Tallman was to the inside of him, and Parker lost it in turn 1.
Cole Deaver went around as well.
And then from there, Dylan Poteet had absolutely nowhere to go. There's just nothing you can do to stop that. And Cole Deaver tried to avoid Poteet. I think he did a pretty good job avoiding it for the most part.
He ran Parker right to the 16 of Gardner. Man.
And Tallman really flew in the catch fence there.
Yeah, it's been a crazy one.
It has?
15 laps in.
No. Really?
Wow. It's been a wild night. Normally the Talladega special event's supposed to be like this. Wow, right there. It's almost like Phil Parker just spun and lost it, and he did something like that in Talladega, didn't he?
Yeah.
Where he just spun all of a sudden. It's almost what it looked like happened there, the 54. And I'm going to assume it was contact between him and Tolman, but he just snapped around on him.
This is
Well, Corey Williams
still leading.
still leading the field. Now it's Levi McIntyre to the outside. Eric Rodriguez is third. The number 15 machine of Seth Cole will be restarting in the 4th position. Cameron Hartley is still in this race there on the inside, and the 88 machine of Andrew Lemke there in the 3rd row. Charles Belding, Chris McLean in row number 4. Roger Ray and Garrett Zanor in row number 5. Cole Deaver, Dylan Poteet, Michael Norman, Phil Parker, Johnny Gardner. 2 drivers out. We know what happened to Sonny Tallman. We do not know what happened to Tyler Mallon in the 08. He is done for the night. So we're going to get a different winner than what we saw in Talladega. So I'm intrigued to see who gets it done here, because the guy who we all thought was going to win isn't in the race anymore. So who do you think is going to have the advantage?
Still going with that Christmas truck on Thanksgiving.
I'm still going for that 15. He's hanging around up there. He's been up there. He's been down. He's been back. It's early. I've still got my eyes on him to pull this one off.
I'm going to have to get a new pick because my initial pick was Tyler Mallon. He's out of the race. I'm going to go with my man Garrett Zanor. Been looking pretty strong tonight in the number 6 machine. I think he might have a shot at this race victory. We're going to have to see what happens. 15 drivers left in the race. Lap 17 of 90. The way things are going, we're going to be using that green-white checker later on in the night. The longest green flag run is still only 2.5 laps. Corey Williams get the jump on the restart. Really good jump out of Corey Williams right there. Eric Rodriguez, Seth Cole, Cameron Hartley, nobody going with Levi McIntyre there, but I don't blame him. You just don't want to be on the outside lane with all those guys having issues on the inside lane, risk getting spun around.
He forced his way down in line in front of the 88. Like, he up front for the lead.
Eric Rodriguez on Corey Williams, help from Cameron Hartley on the outside lane. Seth Cole pushing the 51.
Got some tandems.
These guys keeping it together. Good job out of those guys. Coming back around. Lap 18 of 100. Of 90, excuse me. Corey Williams going to lead lap 18 on the inside lane.
We got a green flag lap. There we go.
Wow.
Man, what just happened right there to that 34? He really just kind of backed off there. It looked like he was getting a nice run up through there and kind of fell back.
Both him and Rodriguez falling back now. That outside lane might not have much grip. I know we saw it work very well at the start of the race, but it does not seem like it's the place to be. Cameron Hartley really loose. Roger Ray got into him just a little bit there. See all these guys back in the field here, including Dylan Poteet, Cole Deaver, 16 machine. Johnny Gardner still in this thing. Michael Norman as well. Phil Parker off the pace. Of course, he flipped in the air after that last one, but 14 guys in the lead draft right now. And I give all 14 a good shot at winning this race here tonight.
Throw them in a hat, shuffle it around, pick out a number, and that could be your winner here tonight. That's how this race has kind of played out so far.
Of course, I will say one thing. Corey Williams has done an excellent job tonight in that number 51 machine. I mean, he's been the dominant guy. He has not gotten caught up in anything. However, on the outside, Seth Cole, Levi McIntyre, and everybody went up to the outside. They don't want Williams leading this thing anymore. Seth Cole to the race lead in the number 15. And I think he got something, Chris, by picking Seth Cole in this race. I think he's got a strong truck, and he might have a shot at the race victory here tonight.
Absolutely.
Also, looking at that 9-9 behind McIntyre, he's been a great pusher. Like, he can suck up to trucks really well. He's been pushing some people up. We saw him push Mallon early on. He just pushed Cole to the lead. Push him again.
Williams tried to peek for the outside there. He didn't really have anyone that went with him, so he'll stay in line. He'll stay third.
I imagine that these guys are going to stay in a single file line for as much as they can.
Depends if they want green flag pit stops or not.
Yes, exactly.
Here we go. We got another move.
McIntyre.
That's what I would hope they do, but McIntyre with Williams.
Wow.
Wow, he changed his mind right there. And, you know, that could have been a good idea. You might not want to be going too wide on the outside and get loose, but that actually was a smart move out of Corey Williams. He pushed into the outside, got the move on him. Corey Williams is here to win this race, guys. He's got a really strong truck in that 51, and he faked Levi McIntyre out to get the second position away from him.
Got Gardner on the apron through the travel. Once again, is legal. We got more trucks on the apron. Oh, Entering the corners is going to be a little sketchy to do
Chris
that.
McLean back in there in the 33.
Yeah, that's what I said at the top of the program. Do not be on the apron when you're entering any of the corners. That is just, you're asking for trouble there. Also, want to report one thing. Phil Parker has taken his car behind the wall.
And a tough break there for Phil Parker. Hopefully we can get a couple of these guys who've been knocked out in the booth and ask what went on. But either way, we're still rolling here. Daytona, longest green flag run of the night. Knock on wood right there. Seth Cole holding on to the race lead with Corey Williams right behind him. It's now Eric Rodriguez that's Andrew Lemke, excuse me, in the third position. Then it's Charles Belding and Garrett Sonora. That's the top five, all in the inside lane right now. Corey Williams was looking to the inside of Seth Cole, and then to the outside. Levi McIntyre to get some help right there from the 77 Rodriguez.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to form an outside line here. They got 5 on the outside, 5 on the inside, besides the guys towards the back. So this is going to be interesting here. Oh, look at Corey.
Corey sees that lane moving up.
Oh,
we got some 3 wide right there. Belding moving it 3 wide to the middle lane. Lemke's got to be careful not to move up on him. But that was not a good move out of Belding. He had a really good position. He's going to fall back. McIntyre is going to file ahead of him. And for the race lead, Corey Williams, is he going to have a run on Seth Cole? No. Seth Cole remains out front. Still 3 wide. Rodriguez on the outside lane of the 00 of Charles Belding. So he keeps it together.
They're just a little bit off the corner.
Got to be careful. They're moving up. That was Deaver again. Deaver's really, really tight through the corners.
Oh, look out.
He saved
Bit of a bump right there between Hartley and McLean.
Up front again.
They kept it together. Corey Williams now with help from Andrew Lemke on the outside lane. They got it this time. Sonora's going to follow behind Seth Cole on the inside. And now Corey Williams trying to take the lead back from the number 15.
But the 15 has Garrett Sonora down there. Great push. Cole trying to block.
Ooh, Cole went wide off the corner. Sonora's going to let him back in, but Corey Williams on the outside lane.
Drag race.
Oh.
It's going to be Seth Cole at the line, barely ahead of the 51.
Man, this is equal lanes. You can see when they're not wrecking, this is a great race. 2x2 at the front of the field. And Cole got to try and block.
Ooh, Cole moving up. Seth Cole, and now the inside.
Roger
with
Ray
Seth Cole, or should I say Garrett Sonora and Johnny Gardner. Now Roger Ray on the inside lane as well. And there goes Sonora, looking to get a run on the inside of Seth Cole. I don't think he's going to get the nose. He's got it. Garrett Sonora, the number 6 to the inside for the race lead.
It's a dead advantage right now because you got 4 on the top, but the bottom is a lot more organized, and that is why Garrett Sonora is going to lead this lap.
He has a good pusher, Johnny Gardner, behind him.
I believe those guys might be teammates, possibly. They're working together there. Number 6 and number 16 right there on the inside lane. Lemke moved to the inside back in there, and the outside lane starting to lose a little bit of steam.
Everybody wide back behind them.
Eric Rodriguez, Cole Deaver, and Charles Belding.
Poteet and Hartley say, nah, I don't want to deal with this.
Oh, and here we go.
Oh,
Johnny Gardner on the apron. The first time we have seen that tonight. Sonora's going to open the door on the inside for him to make the pass. Great job by the Sonora letting Gardner in, but first time we've seen that apron be utilized down the backstretch for a pass, and we're probably just seeing some experiments right now for later on in the race. And Johnny Gardner trying to get the inside to work, but he's not going to lead the lap. Sonora at the line. Cole
that's too close.
In the outside wall just a little bit. Trying to make a 3 wide in the outside of Garrett Sonora. Could not do it. Roger Ray on the inside trying to take second from Garrett Sonora.
3 wide behind them. Cole's trying to pinch down, get in line, but there's no lane.
4 wide.
Almost 4 wide. Off of turn number 2. Seth Cole lost a lot of ground. He's now got Eric Rodriguez behind him for the race lead. Roger Ray on the outside of Johnny Gardner.
McIntyre filled the bottom, though. 99 with the strong truck.
And McIntyre's got a strong truck in number 99, but he's going to try to go to the outside.
Oh.
Not going to do it, filing behind Johnny Gardner for now. Sonora really lost a lot of ground there after he got stuck in the outside lane. Lemke now to the inside of him there for the 4th position.
I do want to point out for you Poteet fans, he's not, I don't think he's off the pace, I think he's just lost the draft.
Yeah, that's what it appears to be, so he's hoping for a caution.
Was happening. He saw what was happening, he was like, I'm done.
I think the same might be happening with Charles Belding as well. I think he might be calling it quits in this lead draft. 3 wide for the race lead. On the outside, Roger Ray, Sonora with a bump. Great save out of Garrett Sinor in the number 6. He almost lost it entering turn 3. They kept it together.
Wow.
I think that may calm them down. I say that. They're still 3 wide. Deaver, McIntyre, and Cinder.
Belding's that's enough for Belding. That's for him to say, I'm done now.
Yep, Belding's seeing all this ahead of him, and he wants to keep his heart rate at a comfortable pace.
I think he also wants room to avoid a wreck.
Yeah, and there it is! McIntyre in the outside wall. It was Deaver again and hard in the outside wall. Cameron Hartley and the 51 machine of Corey Williams got a bit of that, but nothing major for him. McIntyre with the most damage out of that one, and it was Deaver who shot up again. That truck has really been tight here tonight.
Wow.
And
You know, they were kind of 4 wide there, so, you know, that rarely ever works at this track, so I don't know if it was necessarily Deaver's fault. We'll have to look back.
We'll have to replay the accident. It did appear, at least from what I saw, that Deaver shot up and got tight again.
I would assume they'd be coming down the pit lane now.
That was a pretty long green flag run right there. I say it was about 10 laps or so. So great job out of these guys.
And some good racing, too. They were not just single file.
Hopefully everyone should be able to continue after that one. McIntyre with the most damage. He was running up front at the time and got shuffled out of line. But now we have everybody coming down the pit lane. It's the first time this has happened all night where every driver has come down. Johnny Gardner.
Number 1 pit stall, Ray came in 3rd. How's that going to do for him?
Ooh, that might be an advantage for pole sitter Roger Ray. He's been having a great night in that number 84 machine. We didn't see much of him in Talladega, unfortunately, but he has definitely been showing some strength here tonight, and I don't even think he's been involved in anything tonight.
And he did get off first.
First driver off the pit lane, Roger Ray in the number 84. Followed by Johnny Gardner, Andrew Lemke, Seth Cole, Michael Norman. That is the top 5 off the pit lane here at Daytona. Let's see what happened to Levi McIntyre. Number 99 getting spun around.
Crazy racing, though, when we were under the green flag, and it was some good, hard, clean racing.
So you're going to see it right here.
Would like to point out we will get some interviews here in just a moment after this.
Yeah, and Cole Deaver again. He moved up the racetrack, got tight, got in the McIntyre. Now, given they were almost 3 wide in that situation, Sinor had nowhere to go.
The 51 came up and got the 34 as he was trying to save his truck.
Then got hit by Cameron Hartley in the 34 machine, but other than that, it really wasn't that bad of an accident. All these guys will be able to continue. Hartley's been involved in quite a bit tonight. But he's honestly able to keep it clean and kind of stay in the lead draft.
McIntyre's the first to go around. May have actually gotten the least amount of damage from that.
User was moved to your channel.
It is possible, and we got ourselves
Phil Parker
in, and we were involved in an accident when flipping with Sonny Tallman. Tough way to end your night, but what was your thoughts on that race out there? It was wild in the first 15 laps of this event.
Oh yeah, it was a good race, and just a case of being in the wrong place, wrong time. I guess I have a weird luck in these events. It's a shame to get wrecked out like this, even though it wasn't entirely all Sonny's fault. There, we're just racing hard, and it just wrong place, wrong time, I guess. But we're gonna get after it next time.
Yeah, tough to see you get knocked out so early, but good luck on the next one, man. You'll get one soon.
All right, thank you, man.
That was Phil Parker was involved in the accident earlier on in the race. We're back to racing, and Roger Ray got the jump on the restart. And he is your new race leader.
Again, nobody went on that outside line there. They got a couple back there, the 2 orange cars, but Michael didn't have anybody for a moment.
So the inside lane with all the help now. Johnny Gardner, Andrew Lemke, and the 18 machine of Michael Norman now in 4th with Dylan Poteet in 5th. They're trying to get a run on Roger Ray here. There goes Gardner to the outside.
No help for Roger on the inside. No one's going down there.
Williams making moves there towards the back of the front. I think
Michael
Rogers
Norman
is gonna fall to 4th here.
Michael Norman lose through the trial a little bit. Control this truck. Ray's gonna get up in line.
Roger Ray poked his nose to the outside.
Poteet's the veteran driver, knew to let him up there.
Chris McLean on the inside lane with Levi McIntyre. McIntyre already up to 6th now after getting involved in an accident.
Get a couple teammates up here, it seems like, in terms, if you want to look at numbers, Poteet, McLean. We talk about the 16 and the 6. Technically, the 15 and the 51, it's literally the same font with the numbers. So interesting how if maybe those will come into play down the line in this race. Still not quite to halfway.
Lap 32 of 90, just past a third of the way through the Steer It and Stuff It 250. The Steer It or Stuff It. You don't want to do both. I'm the one that's stuffing it tonight. Remember that. I got a cold. But it's holding up pretty well. Doing a pretty good job. And I'm glad it's not affecting the broadcast at all. But either way, there goes Johnny Gardner down the backstretch. The race leader, Andrew Lemke, staying right behind him. You can kind of see these guys wiggle around. They're trying to let off the gas so they don't hit the guy in front of them and spin them around. Of course, we've seen these guys lose it quite a few times. They're tight through the corners, loose down the straightaways. It's difficult out here at Daytona, but they're doing a good job. Only 5 cautions. They had a really long green flag run before the last one. And these guys are starting to calm it down a little bit as we get into the middle portion of this race.
McIntyre doing a great job on the outside, coming back, looking for 4th on Roger Rain. Look at Michael Norman going to go to the top side with them.
Great move there by the 18 of Michael Norman. Help there from Levi McIntyre.
Well, we have a moment here as we're green flag racing. Hopefully nothing big happens. We got Tyler Mallon now here in the booth. Tyler, tough break tonight. What did you gather from what happened out there? You were a big pick, especially in favor of Napa to win this thing after winning Talladega.
Thanks. So I just wanted to get up to the front and not really get involved in any wrecks, but I got someone came up into me first time and I went around. Luckily, no one else hit me. But then the second time, I don't want to name anybody, but a certain someone just came straight up the track and dumped me for no apparent reason. Then I left the server to go do something else, and I come back in the server and watch him do the exact same thing to another person and take out more cars. So that was fun. So,
yeah, we could tell you were just venting your frustrations with that out there. I know it's a tough thing out there. I've run Daytona before.
out there,
boy.
Hold on. Sorry about that. We had another dicey thing happen on track. We're still green flag racing there. I don't know how. But yeah, it's a tough break for you, Tyler. I know Napa was pulling for you to maybe have another great run at another restrictor plate track like Daytona compared to Talladega, but I guess it just didn't work out tonight, huh?
No. Shame.
Well, thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. If you're going to be hanging around, hope you enjoy the rest of the race.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, it's tough to see you go, man, but you'll get the next one. We know you're a great driver. Take it easy.
Thanks.
User was moved out of your channel.
That was Tyler Mallon, who retired earlier on in the event, and we saw what happened once again to Cole Deaver. And if you've been watching this race, you might understand Mallon's frustrations. But either way, great battle up front. Michael Norman has found his way to the race lead. Levi McIntyre, Corey Williams, all in the outside lane trying to get around Johnny Gardner.
Gardner trying to get a nice run on the inside. Hope from that AD of Lemke. The outside just too strong. There's too many good trucks up there. The 18, 99, 51, they're all great trucks. They're up there right together.
I'm going to point out one thing on the 3 here. I'm just gathering from what I'm watching. He's just had a lot of trouble. I don't know. His team's got to make some adjustments for him because I really don't think this is really his fault in terms of driving. That car's all over the place. Excuse me, truck is all over the place. It's how this track runs. I just don't think they brought a good setup to this race.
Yeah, he's had his fair share of issues out there, and we don't know how much we can really put that on Cole Deaver himself. It could just be a really bad setup on that truck, and we'll just have to see how this race goes. It's probably better for him to be on the outside lane than on the inside. I think it's a little bit easier to work the outside lane here at Daytona than it is the inside lane, so we'll have to see how it all shakes out. They are really tight right now. Everyone from Charles Belding on up to race leader Michael Norman. The only guy who's not in the lead pack right now is Cameron Hartley in the 34. He has lost the draft, but 13 drivers in the lead pack right now, and they cut down ahead of Johnny Gardner for the race lead. Michael Norman, Levi McIntyre there on the inside.
And McIntyre really wanted to get down low, and he actually almost got to the back bumper of Norman there, and almost gave him a shot through the corner.
I almost saw Rodriguez go to the inside. That could have just been a lag issue, possibly. As you can tell, some of these cars are a little shaky.
Here, these guys have got to be careful with that back left corner. As
whoa!
What did I just
McIntyre
say?
loose off a turn 2, but he saved it.
I think he got a little help there.
He's still going though. He's back up to speed.
I'm amazed how he's still second.
Lead. Look at Johnny Gardner on the outside trying to get to Michael Norman.
There is Gardner on the outside lane there with help from Corey Williams. He got to the outside, now trying to get around Michael Norman for the race lead. We could easily see a finish just like that later on in the race tonight. Remember, finish at lap 90, only unless a caution comes out and we need a green-white checkered. That's why the extra laps are there. Side by side, Gardner with some help there from Corey Williams. I think Corey Williams is a really good pusher. 3 wide once again. Seth Cole, Cole Deaver.
Watch the 3.
And they figured it out, thankfully.
Corey
Williams looking to the outside, now to the inside of Johnny Gardner. Not going to get the pass made on him. And with that, Gardner to the lead.
Man, Gardner just matumboed Williams.
Look at Seth Cole.
Seth Cole looking 3 wide on the outside.
Some great help on the outside. 16, I think, is going to get clear right here unless the 18 can get some huge run.
It'll be the 16 by half early.
So Gardner leading that lap. Corey Williams right behind him, still pushing the outside lane and around Roger Ray in the 84. And Sonora got a piece of it. And around Cole Deaver. Andrew Lemke ahead of those guys. 6th caution of the night.
I think Deaver got it back going. He only had that little bit of left rear damage.
So Deaver kept on going, but Roger Ray, the driver, going around, entering turn number 1.
Wow. Once again, some more good racing.
A lot of good racing out there.
Yeah, Race Control just asked us, hope we enjoyed that. Yeah, we definitely did.
Looks like Roger Ray put
very
blame
interesting spin right there, but Roger Ray did a good job saving it. For the
Ray
most part, did hit the outside wall. But
for that.
It's his second one.
Wow. Second time Chris McLean has taken responsibility for damage, so that'll be another EOL for the number 33. We'll have to see what happened here, but he's staying out. Everyone else is coming in.
Yeah, Ray
and I believe because he's getting the EOL that he's going to come down a lap later because he'll be at the end of the field anyway and have a little bit more fuel in the tank.
I'm reading in the race chat Roger Ray complaining that you just don't bump in the corners, and I said that, I mentioned that briefly at the top of the program. Yeah, you got to be careful going into the corners, whether you're going to the inside line or down in the apron. And yeah, you don't bump in the corners. So yeah, but 33 claimed it, and all is hopefully well.
So we'll replay after we get the set of pit stops done right
Race off
here.
pit road.
I think that might have been Williams.
I think so.
Corey Williams winning the race off the pit lane, just ahead of Johnny Gardner, Dylan Poteet in 3rd. Eric Rodriguez and Levi McIntyre, that's the top 5. Let's go ahead and see what happened to the 84 of Roger Ray. And Roger Ray, our pole sitter, has been doing a great job in this race. But as alluded, I believe he might have gotten tapped. Yeah, you see a push right there from the 33 of Chris McLean. And that actually is what sent Lemke in the Cole Deaver. Deaver just got caught up in that one by accident.
Yeah, when you're like this packed together into the corners, it's really hard to slow down after getting a bump like that.
I want to point out while y'all are going over the replay, there's an extended stop right now for Michael Norman in the pits.
So number 18 might have an issue.
He's got to
play this one more time, and Roger Ray just had too much power from behind him, and Chris McLean spinning that 84 around. And then Lemke in the 88. I'm getting Lemke and Rodriguez confused. They have the same color car. They look the same. They got up in the
out during
Deaver,
practice.
Deaver
There's there was 3 freaking orange cars. I think there is still 3 orange trucks in this race.
Yeah. Sonora's is a slightly different shade, a little bit lighter, so I can actually recognize his, but the other 2 are the same exact shade of orange.
Yeah, there's also black on one of those trucks, which is able to help us distinguish it.
Yeah, shades don't work well for me, so yeah.
So Michael Norman back on the racetrack. And you see Chris McLean taking the extended stop. He's going to be EOL anyway, so...
How about Roger after that crash? He's still 7th. Basically right where he was.
Yeah, he actually got a good run on the pit lane there. Got ahead of all those guys.
#1 pit stall, you know, that pays big dividends.
He has definitely been using that to his advantage, and that might come into play later on here in this race. Now, I got to be honest, there is no clear-cut favorite at this point on who's going to win this thing. I think we've seen a lot of guys make really good moves up front. And I think a lot of it has to do with Malin being out. Of course, you know, Malin's one of the best super speedway racers we got out here. Now that he's out of the race, it's kind of a fair game and a great equalizer. All these guys equally talented at getting up front. And it could be any of these guys getting the race victory later on the night. Johnny Gardner on the inside. Actually, Corey Williams is the race leader. Chose the outside lane again. That's the second time he's done that. Eric Rodriguez along with the 31 of Dylan Poteet in row number 2. Levi McIntyre, Seth Cole in row 3. Roger Ray, Charles Belding, row 4. Andrew Lemke, Garrett Sonor in row 5. And Cameron Hartley with Cole Deaver. Michael Norman at the end of the field with Chris McLean there. The only 14 drivers left in this race. Drivers out of the event include Phil Parker, Sonny Tallman, and Tyler Malin. Only had 17 starters in this race when we initially began earlier on tonight. We're back to racing here at Daytona, lap 43 of 100. Now lap 44.
Oh, whoa. What happened on that reset? 51 didn't go.
That is interesting right there. Corey Williams did not get going. Do we have an official report on who won the race off? Because Gardner could have actually been the official race leader. If he was not the race leader, that could have been a jump restart.
I did go back and look and get the best look that I could possible. I looked at from Gardner's rear chase view. With how that pit road line is slanted, and Williams was on the outside, Gardner was on the inside, Gardner technically won the race off of pit road.
It doesn't really matter now. Corey Williams with a huge head of steam there with Rodriguez and Seth Cole. Gardner all the way back to 4th now. So top 3 have pulled away with Williams, Rodriguez, and Seth Cole there on the inside lane. Rodriguez with a run to the outside of Corey Williams. And Rodriguez is going to lead the lap, I do believe. He's got it at the line, barely ahead of the 51.
Where's Cole going to go? Top or bottom? He's indecisive right now. He's going to go to the middle.
Gardner had a hell of a run with this little short shoot going into 1. Whoa!
Oh, almost got into Seth Cole. He's going to file in between him and Michael Norman. Norman was at the end of the field there. This whole thing is shuffled up tremendously in just one lap.
Look at the 15 Cole to the inside.
Seth Cole moved to the inside of Eric Rodriguez for the race lead. He's got a full head of steam on that inside lane with help from Corey Williams and Garrett Sonor. He's got it.
Down there as well.
Watch out here. I think they're going to maybe try to move the 77 to the
Corey
middle
Williams.
line.
Ooh. Johnny Gardner 3 wide on the outside, and it looks like Rodriguez is going to get stuck in the middle lane. Gardner with a huge run on the outside lane. On the apron, Charles Belding, he saved it.
3 wide at the front.
This is getting dicey.
Look at the run the outside Gardner.
Watch the 77 here. You got to be careful.
Eric Rodriguez in a really tight situation. Corey Williams moving to the inside of Seth Cole for the race lead. We are halfway through this race here at Daytona. Lap 46 of 90.
Watch into this corner here. This is where a potential wreck could happen when you have a 3-wide battle.
And there it is. Dylan Poteet around. Levi McIntyre and Cole Deaver.
Caution.
Caution number 7 of the night.
Have I just been on point with when I know wrecks are about to happen?
Seth Cole winning the race back to the line. You've been doing a pretty good job at that. Maybe you should say there aren't going to be any more cautions in this race.
I'm not a miracle.
It'd take a miracle for that to happen. Dylan Poteet in the 31. It looks like he just went around on himself there. I don't know if he got any contact or what.
That was a very awkward spin entering the corner. I'll say that much.
So Seth Cole back out front. Johnny Gardner in second. Corey Williams, Michael Norman, Garrett Sonor, the top 5.
I think it was a push gone wrong into the corner.
That's probably what it was. I don't know who was behind Poteet at the time.
It was McIntyre.
Interesting.
Who actually got the worst of it. Poteet saved his truck, kept going. McIntyre's the one that ended up backwards.
We'll go ahead and replay this now. Get an idea of what happened. Oh, yeah, you can see it right there. Poteet had all the push from Levi McIntyre. McIntyre checked up, and then Cameron Hartley had nowhere to go, and Cole Deaver also had nowhere to go.
Now, who wants to pit? Who wants to stay out here under this yellow?
Yeah, and he had the right side rear bumper on the 31, and that's what caused all that to ensue. And Cameron Hartley actually came up on Colt Deaver. That's what sent the 3 around, and McIntyre in the outside wall a lot as well.
All right, pit stops. Looks like some are going to stay out.
It looks like Rodriguez is staying out in the 77. Chris McLean, Cameron Hartley, and Charles Belding. That's going to be interesting. We haven't seen a lot of those guys up front yet in this race. But Seth Colt coming down the pit lane.
Looking like Cole's taking tires. A lot of others taking fuel only. Oh! Close off pit lane between Gardner and Lemke. Lemke almost spun it.
Andrew Lemke winning the race off the pit lane in the number 88. Because I believe he did there. Roger Ray also. Good run off the pit lane. Of course, he has the first pit stall. He's been really getting a good advantage on that the whole night. But Eric Rodriguez, a new race leader here at Daytona.
Like Ray thinks he got it.
And it looks like they might give it to Roger Ray off the pit lane there. Great run there for Roger Ray off the pit lane. Johnny Gardner there. It looks like Lemke might be going to the back of the field, possibly in the 88.
That 33 may have just popped out. Not sure where he went, but...
Chris McLean is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he's just vanished. Once again, this is not Talladega, but it's acting like it.
Yeah, that might be another retiree. Chris McLean in the 33. Not entirely sure what happened there.
Yeah, it looks like... Well, if he didn't retire, he can come back in from his pit stall. But if he retired, he'll be out.
The thing is, I don't even see him on the racetrack. I don't see him on his pit stall either. And there goes Rodriguez coming down.
Huh.
So it's going to be Cameron Hartley and Charles Belding on the front row.
This has been a wacky race for sure.
Levi McIntyre coming off the pit lane. He's going to be at the end of the field.
Michael Norman back in.
Michael Norman looks like he might be topping off. Eric Rodriguez, of course, we saw him come down there.
Ooh,
33 is back.
And there is Chris McLean in the 33. I'm wondering if he's going to go a lap down.
I wonder if they'll give it back or not.
They might.
Well, given the fact that he fell out,
Yeah, that's...
I'm certain.
Yeah.
they'll give
Yeah,
it
so
back to
yeah,
him.
that's a good point. If he fell out of the race, I believe they're going to give him his lap back. So
It looks like
Chris,
that's what's happening.
Chris McLean's still in this thing.
Good to see.
We're waiting for these guys to get back around for the restart here at Daytona.
Sounds like they're dropping the pace to give that 33 maybe his position back.
I would imagine that's what they're doing. You're going to see Chris McLean there driving around, looking to get back on the lead lap. Same goes for Levi McIntyre, and Michael Norman still on the pit lane there. Not entirely sure what the issue is on him.
Yeah, he's had some extended stays here tonight.
Yes, and you do have to remember he is the admin for this race. That might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
But it looks like he might
Absolutely.
be going to the end of the field. As I hit the wrong button there.
I think we were going to have the 1 to green here, but or actually we were going to take the green here, but I think we'll go 1 to green this time.
So one more lap to go. Be back in just a second. Joe and Chris will still be here for a moment.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to try and give that... Well, it looks like 34 is going to be the leader. He's going to choose the inside. We'll see where they put this 33 at. He's still trying to get caught up. McLean, he might actually just come down the pit lane at this point. We'll have to see what he does here on the racetrack.
Seth's making a pit here.
Interesting. Maybe... do you think they're possibly on the edge of their fuel window? It's a long way to go to the end. I mean...
With 40 to go,
Yeah,
will we
that's...
take the green?
Looks like 33 will drop to the back of the field, so where he'll be. Norman getting caught up. Cole is in the pit lane, doing service or doing some admin work, whatever it may be. Looks like it's going to be Hartley out front with Belding in second. They stay on the racetrack. Everyone else down behind came down the pit lane.
Those are two guys right there, Hartley and Belding, who have not been on the front row or even remotely close to the front. So this is going to be a very interesting way how this is going to play out here on this restart, as I believe we have Napa back.
You do. Nature calls when you got a cold. Blow your nose all the time, and I don't want all you guys to be hearing that, but either way, going to be a very interesting restart. We have not seen either of these guys up front all race long. That's Cameron Hartley and Charles Belding, and a huge opportunity for these guys. Roger A., Johnny Gardner, row number 2.
We'll confirm the 33 did get his lap back.
So we still have 14 drivers on the lead lap here at Daytona.
Yeah, so let's see how this restart goes. We've normally seen if the leader restarts on the top, he'll get going, but no one else on the top does. If the leader restarts on the bottom, no one on the top gets So we'll see if Belding can try and break that trend and get going on the top with, and he has a good pusher up top with him as well, Johnny Gardner.
We'll have to see. Cameron Hartley is the official race leader, so he does have to make the jump first. As they hit the restart zone. Back to racing here at Daytona. Hartley went first, but Belding's got the run. However, a little bit of a gap right there between the 16 and the 31 on the outside lane. There are only 3 drivers now in the outside lane. Just like that, everyone else went to the inside. Someone on the apron there. That was Corey Williams. It looks like Sonor might be moving up, possibly to help his teammate Johnny Gardner. That's what's going to happen. Cole Deaver also joining that outside lane.
Probably a smart place for Deaver to be right now, given how his truck is run tonight.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh.
Shuffling all around. Deaver's going to make a 3 wide on the outside lane. Garrett Sonor there in the middle.
Getting
Gotta
tight.
be careful.
If I'm sitting there, I back out, which he does.
Oh, look at the 16.
Charles Belding.
Whoa,
Look at Ray.
Gonna fall in the middle, and Roger Ray from the inside to the outside.
Oh, the 51.
In the wall, and around hard in the outside wall, and upside down goes Corey Williams. And Belding was in the middle of all that, could not keep it together. Cameron Hartley also involved, and the 3 of Cole Deaver, the 51 of Corey Williams almost went upside down. Caught a lot of air.
Like what we saw at the end of the Talladega race.
It does. 16 machine of Johnny Gardner also caught up in this one. Roger Ray did not win the race back to the line. It was actually Cameron Hartley, but Hartley was involved in the accident, so that would leave Roger Ray to be the race leader.
Man, I thought they were going to keep it going. I saw I saw Hartley spinning down in the grass. I thought he was going to be the only one spinning, and then I guess we're going to have to look back and see what happened with the bigger group of cars that wrecked. But man, I thought they had it saved.
And it was the 00. Charles Belding, I think, kind of lost it. He was in the middle there, 3 wide.
Yeah, Corey Williams kind of shoved up there.
And then, Corey Williams shoved up into him, and then Deaver got to run to the inside, and that's what sent him around. And, of course, you see the 51 catch a lot of air.
He did a Joey Coulter from 2012. Oh. I think the 34 spun off because he got big from the 51. It looks like Williams pushed him and Hartley couldn't control it.
Yeah, so at the line, it was, in fact, Cameron Hartley, but they are going to give the race lead to Roger Ray here. Hartley just spun because he had the shove from Corey Williams. And then Deaver got to the inside of Belding, and Johnny Gardner was already to the outside of Belding. Belding had nowhere to go, and look at that. That thing almost went upside down. Corey Williams, but he should be able to continue. I don't think he's going to have enough damage to knock him out of the race, but that was definitely a hair-raising moment for the number 51 machine.
I like what Roger Ray said in the chat in just bold letters for in regards to Williams. Joey Coulter.
Yep. I believe we had a reference to that in the chat as well.
References everywhere.
So, Roger Ray
top 3 stayed out here. Fourth on back came
Remained
in.
the race leader, and it looks like Dylan Poteet, I believe, won the race off the pit lane. We weren't on it at the time.
I think Levi McIntyre actually did.
Levi McIntyre, number 99 in the 4th position here. So I would imagine these guys will get back here soon. We got a couple guys. I believe Gardner might still be in. He is.
With Michael Norman.
Michael Norman at number 18 as well, but he's been having his issues tonight. We're not entirely sure what's been going on there.
Roger Ray taking the bottom for this restart. Last time he chose the top and he got abandoned, so use the inside this time and hope it all goes well.
So Roger Ray, Eric Rodriguez on the front row, Andrew Lemke and Levi McIntyre, Dylan Poteet, Garrett Sonor, Seth Cole, Charles Belding, Cole Deaver, Cameron Hartley, Corey Williams, Michael Norman. I don't know about Johnny Gardner, if he's going to get back on or not. I doubt they are not going to be able to restart here. Not everyone's back in line.
Well, Chris McLean got dropped again. So
I'd imagine this is not going to be a restart.
Roger Ray's asking if it's green this time. 1 to go. They're giving the 1 to go.
1 to go signal, so they'll go back around one more time. Allow everyone to catch back up and allow for Chris McLean to get back in the server. There is Johnny Gardner, Michael Norman back out there, and Corey Williams are going to be at the back of the field for this restart.
Yeah, I think Williams may have taken responsibility for that, which is why he's down the apron. They'll let
it'll be
everyone
an EOL
go.
for Corey Williams, and that will allow Michael Norman to restart ahead of him on this restart.
Still waiting on the 33. If he does not get in prior, I think his laps down are going to count towards him. But if he can get back in, I think they may be able to get him his lap back.
He's got half a lap for these guys to come back around for him to get his lap back. But there's no signs of Chris McLean at the moment. Second time he's had the issue dropping out of the server, unfortunately. And I would imagine these guys are going to wait for Johnny Gardner as well. He's coming off a turn 2 there. They'll rejoin the pack, and Corey Williams will file back in line once Gardner rejoins.
I believe they'll be going no matter what at this point, since they're all lined up.
And we are going to get the green next time by. Roger Ray, the race leader. And Cole Deaver on the apron there. Not entirely sure what's going on with him, but he's back up. At 54 of 90. So we're not quite 2/3 of the way through this one yet, but we are closing in on the finish of this race. So we'll have to see how the strategy plays out to the end of this one. Remember, a 90-lap race here, not 100 laps. But we could easily see a green-white checkered finish in this event if these guys are not careful.
33 has not returned to the track, so he's probably going to go down a couple laps here.
Stuff break there for Chris McLean. Been having a nice night in the number 33 machine, but server issues going to keep him out for now. Roger Ray on the
Good
restart
jump.
with the jump, and he really got a jump there ahead of Eric Rodriguez.
I think Eric
Yeah.
maybe just spun the tires for just a little bit.
How about that move out of the A4? He kind of went up, almost scraped the wall, and came back down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Good move there out of Roger Ray. Andrew Lemke right behind him. Dylan Poteet, Seth Cole on the inside lane. Rodriguez on the outside with Levi McIntyre helping him with Garrett Sonor behind those guys.
Cole Deaver down low as well. The 3.
So number 88 machine, Andrew Lemke, great run for him. You know, he's been a really quiet guy in this race. Gotta be honest with you on that one. Really haven't seen much of him here tonight. But, you know, he's got a good shot at possibly winning this race in number 88 machine. It's our pole sitter back up front, Roger Ray on the 84. Everyone keeping it clean off of turn number 4, and Roger Ray will lead lap number 55 here at Daytona.
Now 35 to go. 2x2, third on back. Front 2 are getting away. Poteet trying to get the push from Cole to get clear right there. He's going to get clear into turn 1, it looks like. He can have free roam now. Look at Lemke moving up there. Trying the outside second lane. See if he gets a run to try and get to Roger Ray there.
Lemke doing all he can to not wreck the 84. I think he's content with staying behind him at this point.
You saw
Rodriguez
Ray
trying to
down
get
the
something to work up
backstretch.
there.
You saw Ray kind of run on the WL line because he knows that is still a lane down there.
Of course, these guys have not used it too much. We saw Johnny Gunner use it that one time earlier on, but that's been about it. Starting to get single file here at Daytona.
Corey Williams trying to make the second lane work. He's
Ooh,
moving
Cole
up with the
Deaver.
3.
And Garrett
That's
Zenor. All of a sudden, everyone trying to work that outside lane. Now Rodriguez is all by himself on the inside lane. No one wants to go with him. Got a lot of shuffling going on. Seth Cole just moved up on the outside lane. That outside lane is definitely forming up here. Andrew Lemke, will he stay behind Roger Ray?
I think he is. I think he's...
Oh, and around! Corey Williams! And Cole Deaver got caught up in that one, and he almost got into Charles Belding, but that was it between Williams and Deaver. 9th caution of the night here at Daytona.
Roger Ray leads the event.
Sorry, I had a phone call there, and I just saw it all unfold there. My goodness.
So we've already had more cautions here tonight in this race than we had in Talladega.
51's got more damage, though.
We'll have to see what happens
one of the
here
best
with Corey
trucks
Williams.
as well.
Corey Williams had such a good run earlier on in the race. Thought he might have a shot at winning this thing, but at this point, I just don't know. And Cole Deaver's in the infield grass.
Well, yeah, what's he doing? Did he overshoot the pit entrance, or?
Entirely sure.
He's got it going now up on the straightaway. I guess he may have thought about going to pits and then made a late decision, but he was going too fast.
Well, he's gone about everywhere else on the racetrack here tonight. He decided he wanted to go to the grass, maybe.
Take a look and see what happened here.
And guys, the way it's looking right now, Chris McLean has not returned. I think it's likely that he made... Well, he's 4 laps down now, so it's likely that he is pretty much done.
Oh, and Corey Williams has just spun on pit lane.
We're taking a look at the replay of what happened here between Corey Williams and Cole Deaver. Apparently, Corey Williams has spun off the pit lane, but either way, Corey Williams is going to be at the end of the longest line for the restart. We'll take a look here at the spectator cam, and right there, Zenor moved out, and I think Williams had to check up, and Deaver kept going, and that's what sent the 51 around. Tough break there for Corey Williams in the 51. Once again, going around, he almost flipped over in the last accident.
Ooh, Roger Ray just fake come to pit road and got a few of them in there.
He faked
About
it.
6
Dylan
trucks.
Poteet down. Levi McIntyre's down. Eric Rodriguez, Michael Norman, Cole Deaver, and Garrett Zenor down the pit lane.
Now we got some faking.
Roger Ray is trying to win this thing. He's got a great opportunity, that number 84, to get it done here tonight. We'll have to see what he can do as this thing goes along. Levi McIntyre going to win the race off the pit lane. So it will be Roger Ray, Andrew Lemke, Seth Cole, Johnny Gardner, Charles Belding, and the 34 of Cameron Hartley will be in the 6th position for the restart. Corey Williams will be 7th. Levi McIntyre, actually I believe Corey Williams will be at the end of the longest line because he came down the pit lane before the pit lane was open. Dylan Poteet will be 8th. Michael Norman in 9th, Garrett Zenor in 10th, Cole Deaver 11th, and Eric Rodriguez in 12th, with Corey Williams going to 13th. The only 13 drivers still left in the race. So, believe that we're going to have 1 to go next time by. These guys are not formed up quite yet.
I think it's going to be 1 to go next time by.
So, still a little ways before we get to the restart. We will restart at the official 2/3 mark of the race. So, it's now crunch time for these guys. We've seen enough crunch here tonight. How many more cautions do you think we're going to see in this event?
Over under 5. Let's go with that. Oh.
It's a good guess right there.
I'm looking at probably right at 5. Hopefully lower. Hopefully no more, because the racing's been good.
It actually does appear that they are going to restart here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
They are lined up. They are ready to go. So here we go. Lap 60 of 90. 31 laps to go in the steer it or stuff it 250. Green flag back in the air.
Another good jump
for Roger.
Yeah, he's been doing such an excellent job on these restarts, getting the jump on that outside lane.
Seth
He's
Cole
been on
with
the
him.
inside lane, but he's been definitely giving a disadvantage to the outside lane. Seth Cole now in second. Johnny Gardner up to third. Now Charles Belding up to fourth, and Lemke had nothing he could do on that outside lane. He just did not go on the restart.
There goes Cole to the outside.
Seth Cole trying to get a run on Roger Ray. I don't know if he's
No
going to be
one
able to
there.
get anything to work, though.
No help.
No one
No
there
help
to help.
at all for Seth Cole. Michael Norman
push.
going to try to push him a little bit there. Johnny Gardner's there in the 16, 00. Charles Belding up to third now.
Hey, first time all night we've had all the orange cars in a row.
Garrett
So
Sonor, Eric
confusing.
Rodriguez, Andrew Lemke all there in a row. They all look very similar to each other. Johnny Gardner trying to get a run here on Roger
He's
Ray.
out
Got
there.
help now from Charles Belding.
No help to the 84. McIntyre's
Roger Ray.
closest help.
The closest friend he has is Levi McIntyre, and he's a little ways back. There goes Gardner to the outside, going to take the race lead away.
Maybe.
Ooh.
He's got it,
Wow.
barely, but he's got it on the inside.
Now what can
Reason-
Belding do? On the,
The reason why he
outside.
got the lead, he
Charles
had more
Belding
losing
on the
spots.
outside
Oh!
lane.
Big
He's
Oh,
got to
no,
run
no.
now in the middle lane. He's
That's
got to
right.
stay in the middle, though. They're 3 wide for the race lead. Roger
This is
Ray
close.
back to the inside.
Wow.
And he's got
How
it.
about
And
Gardner
and
getting
Gardner
shuffled
shuffled
out.
out of line. He hurt himself there with that move.
Oh! Whoa.
What was that?
Not sure.
Wow.
For
I
me,
thought
I
they were
lost
crashing.
everybody.
We lost everybody there for a moment. And
I thought
now
they were
they're all back.
crashing. They're crashing in a different way.
That was a major malfunction. All of us actually received it, as you could have
Even
easily
the drivers
tell
received
there.
it. The drivers are still kind of.
The drivers are
Questioning
still
what happened.
fine, so we don't exactly
It's
know what
amazing.
happened there, but Charles Belding is now second. Roger Ray is the race leader.
It's amazing how that happened, and they all kept it going.
Yeah. I don't
That's-
think they were affected. I think the 3 of us were affected, but they were not.
No, Roger Ray saw it. Roger Ray.
And there
Oh,
goes
no!
Michael Norman.
Big one.
77.
And
Oh,
the
in
77 in the air. Corey
51
Williams
in the air.
again.
there. Back down. Oh.
Corey Williams in the outside wall hard. Seth Cole with damage.
Roger Ray out front with Belding in second.
Roger Ray continuing to lead this race. It's looking pretty good for the 84 now. Sonor went
Awesome.
around, and it was Michael Norman, the first guy to go around in the number 18.
Some big names involved in that one.
10th caution of the night.
Well, there's one to the
Under
over-under.
was 5. Still hoping going under or right at 5, so we'll see what happens. We'll see.
We're hoping under.
Definitely hoping under.
Man, so
Wow,
what happened
actually
there
back
that
in
crash?
there. Dylan Poteet got really loose, but Norman got a push from Eric Rodriguez. And it sent Norman into the wall.
Then the 3
Around
spun
he
the
went.
51 afterward. Sent Williams
Actually,
for
Williams,
a fly.
yeah, Williams got loose off trying to avoid it, and I think Deaver got into him. There you see Eric Rodriguez get some air. And then here, Cole Deaver spun the 51 around, and Corey Williams with a lot of air. That's the second time that's happened to him tonight where he's caught that much air.
He's trying to do some blowovers here tonight for sure.
And he tried to
was a
save
blowover,
it,
if this
couldn't
was-
do it, unfortunately, in the outside wall going to number 51.
I don't think it's terrible damage, though. Should be
Just
good
a
to
little bit
go.
of a tap there for Corey Williams.
All right.
If this was a blowover challenge, I think Williams won. I think
We got some cars, some trucks pitting, some staying out. McIntyre stayed out with Gardner, and so did Michael Norman.
Roger Ray, however, is down the pit lane. So McIntyre going to be the new race leader, then Gardner, then Norman. Roger Ray, first
I'm looking at
driver
the 84
in.
winning it off again. I'm looking at him to win it off. Ooh, did he overshoot? No, he didn't.
He's in the
We'll
pit
take some
stall
tires.
good.
So I think everybody's gonna be taking tires with that pit window closing possibly very soon, and he's just gonna go with 2.
Yeah.
First driver off. Going to be fourth on the restart.
There's Williams booking it back around.
Corey Williams actually might be in fourth. Did he not come down the pit lane?
I think he came down early.
No,
again.
so he's going to go
maybe.
back to the end of the longest line, I do believe. So
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot. I don't know if he did this time or not.
he looks like he's filing in the fourth. I don't know if they're going to let him stay there, though.
Very possible they might.
So Levi McIntyre, the new race leader here at Daytona. Lap 64 of 90. That right there is an interesting situation. They are clogging up down the backstretch.
That was different.
Corey Williams, and now Cole Deaver just ran right into Cameron Harley.
This is different. I'm going to tell you that right now.
This is like one of those offline races that I would restart if it kept this way. If this was an offline race, we wouldn't be here right now.
We've got drivers confused. Roger and Dylan Poteet do not know what just happened there. Obviously, Ray wasn't involved. How'd that start? The 51 again to the 18 or something?
Let's see. Williams just spun Norman around. His line cut down and didn't realize, and Michael Norman was there. He stopped on the racetrack. Cameron Harley couldn't stop, and what really gets me is Cole Deaver just runs right into him.
Yeah. I mean,
that was a bigger wreck than some of the other wrecks we've had here tonight.
Yeah, that was maybe the biggest wreck of the night.
Been a really strange race, if you want to call it a race.
Are you sure this isn't the April Fool's special? Are you sure we're not getting punked right now?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Are these real people, not actors?
Yeah, well, they're real people. I know that much. But I don't know what's going on there. Levi McIntyre just shot up in the corner into Johnny Gardner. I don't know what the deal is there. They're bumping off each other.
I don't know if that's a friendly or...
There's a 0-0 of Charles Bellin, Cole Deaver, Dylan Poteet still in this thing. A couple guys still on the pit lane, and I'm wondering, Cameron Hartley probably has a lot of damage from that.
Absolutely. Got hit right square in the front. Going again
He's
now.
gonna come off here. I don't know if they're going to... I think he has enough time to come back around.
I hope he can at least get caught up, because that was really nothing of his doing right there. We'll see how this restart goes with McIntyre now leading it. He's been up front, but I don't know if he's ever really been controlling the race. We'll see how just controlling a restart here.
I think we're going to get the green flag here.
Looks like the 51's going to catch up. I don't know about the 34. Might be down a little bit of power. There he's just taking it easy down the backstretch, but I don't think he'll be getting caught up. If he gets caught up, it'll be because he just kept his foot in it while they took the green flag.
Ooh, Corey's gonna really slam on the brakes there.
Yeah, Hartley is not going to get back, but they're going to take the green, and he's going to have a full head of steam.
Yeah, he'll just keep his foot in it and try and get up there.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he can do. I think he might...
He's going to have the early jump.
He might just be a little too far back, though. Yeah, he's way behind.
I think his truck isn't up to full song because of what happened.
I'm following Williams. He's out topped out at 177, and Williams just now got to 177.
Yeah, I don't think his truck is... Oh, look for the lead.
He's not going to be quite up to speed. Yeah, he's not even in camera view with the other leaders, so he's going to be back here. And the way this race has been going, we're probably about to get a caution here in the next few minutes.
Gardner got pushed clear by Roger Ray right there.
Yeah,
no help whatsoever
a lot of help
McIntyre.
on that outside lane.
And McIntyre had no help whatsoever there on that start. And look at Ray jump to the outside, and Norman's going to fill the inside.
Yeah, everyone's getting around McIntyre. I'm wondering if McIntyre has an issue. Either way, we got 3 wide. Garrett Zenor on the inside of Eric Rodriguez and Roger Ray. And Roger Ray got shuffled out of line. Zenor's up to 3rd.
I think he did the best thing he could do there and just back out, though. He didn't want to be up top 3 wide.
You can officially mark the 34, 4 seconds off the pace for the moment.
And you see it right there. We actually have 5.51 seconds behind the race leader right now, so that's definitely not
Michael Norman.
what Cameron Hartley wants. And Michael Norman trying to make a move on the outside. No one up there, and now it's Johnny Gardner and Garrett Zenor up front 1-2.
Look at Roger Ray drop to the back of the pack. Last car in the lead, last truck in the lead draft.
I can guarantee you right now, Gardner's crapping bricks right now. He sees that train of orange right behind him.
Gonna see a Tropicana orange on the racetrack soon.
The way this night's been going, I would not be surprised.
We're not in Chicagoland, Joe.
Yeah, but we are in a place where a lot of oranges are grown. It'll be a Florida's natural orange instead. Number 77. Eric Rodriguez in the middle of all that, in between Lemke and Garrett Sonor, but it is Johnny Gardner leading the field. Seth Cole is 5th on the inside. Cole Deaver is 6th. Deaver trying to make a run on the outside of Seth Cole, but he has no help. They're starting to spread out a little bit here. Kind of an interesting situation.
I think right now Sonor is definitely content just riding behind the 16 of Gardner. I think a driver who's not content is the one who's trying to force the hold to the inside. Deaver right there, Seth Cole, is making some big moves.
And Deaver is going to lose a lot of ground there. He tried to make a move on the outside lane, get something to work, but he was not able to do so. Roger Ray fell back quite a bit. He's back to the inside there. Michael Norman and Charles Belding at the end of this pack as well.
Deaver, I just drop down and try to fit in there behind the 84
right
there.
there.
And just start working. That's what he does.
He's going to file in between Roger Ray and Michael Norman.
Well, I said
And here we go.
we had a train.
Wow,
Lots of
look at
shuffling
everyone.
going on up front. Eric Rodriguez with a run from Andrew Lemke. Seth Cole's there as well. But Gardner and Sonor in the inside lane. They are the only two on the inside lane. The outside lane has a lot of steam. And the 77 of Eric Rodriguez going to take the lead away from Johnny Gardner on lap 69.
There was a little steam loss there because McIntyre decided to go 3 wide, but it's not going to matter. E-Rod to the lead.
That was a big push.
Almost to the outside of Lemke, but he thought better of it.
We'll see now, are they going to move down to the bottom now once they're clear? Looks like the 77 definitely going to do that. 88 still contemplating. Does he want to try and make the pass for the lead or get down line with his fellow orange driver?
Sonor's going to move up to the outside lane. He's going to leave Gardner out to dry, and now it's only Gardner and Roger Ray on the inside. Cole Deaver a little bit behind.
I thought he was going to make that move there.
Yeah, he had a huge run.
Lemke tried to get to the inside of Rodriguez, could not do it. Rodriguez remaining out front in the 77.
Seth Cole making a big move.
All right, at the line, will be 20 to go.
So 20 laps to go here in the Steer It or Stuff It 250. Who is it going to be here for the Thanksgiving special event of the NNSCRA?
Lemke made the move, but no help.
Johnny Gardner there, pushing him on the outside lane. Seth Cole now with a shot. He's got to be careful not to get 3 wide.
Roger Ray right behind him. Ray peeking. He's going to stay with it. Now Cole's going to jump up. Big block.
What a block by E-Rod.
Oh, he's going to go back to the outside. Ray's
got him, I think. I don't know. Does not have the run.
Roger Ray in
3
second.
wide. Johnny Gardner. Michael Norman's going to back out of it.
And Sid Nor's back.
I want to point out one thing, guys. They have not really been touching the yellow line as of late. Maybe they finally wised up and said, hey, that's probably not a good idea.
Roger
Not
Ray.
many guys go down to the back straightaway and try to get below the yellow line to make a pass.
That's a good line of trucks on the outside. That could be very potent.
Oh, Roger Ray.
Look at Lemke. Shoot the middle.
Put Seth Cole in the outside lane right there.
It'll be 3 wide with Gardner and Deaver.
That really broke up the outside as well.
So Rodriguez remaining out front. Sonor in second. Levi McIntyre moving his way on the inside lane. Roger Ray going to stay up top. I hope that outside lane gains some momentum.
I can guarantee you the 77 and the 6 love what they see behind them.
And 2x2. Just don't worry about it. Oh!
Corey Williams loose off. He's got to be careful. Merging back on. Johnny Gardner almost in the outside wall reacting to it, but everyone keeps it together. Charles Belding, Johnny Gardner, Michael Norman lost a little bit of ground right there, and the pack is a little bit smaller as Rodriguez continues to lead. Seth Cole to the inside for 4th on Roger Ray.
At 16 in the draft, I think he can try and pull that group back up too. He's about 4 or 5 miles an hour faster.
So he
I think
will
Williams is gonna fall off
be able
there.
to rejoin the pack. Dylan Poteet and Cole Deaver a little bit edgy right there. And Seth Cole trying to work the outside lane now with Roger Ray behind him.
Yeah, so the 16 got caught up. Look at the big push
Rodriguez to the outside.
Oh, where's Cole going to go?
Seth Cole making it a 3 wide for the race lead. He's going to leave Rodriguez out to dry. And Roger Ray right behind Seth Cole as Garrett Sonor works the inside to take the lead away. Great move out of Garrett Sonor. He kept it together on the inside lane as they battled to the outside of him. And now it's Garrett Sonor leading this field here at Daytona.
Now what can Seth Cole do?
Seth couldn't do anything there but take it to the outside, because if he just stayed in line and just stayed with the 77, that's the field right there. That was a bold move by Seth, but also a smart move.
Absolutely.
Seth Cole definitely a veteran to this, so would expect a bold move like that to be made.
Gardner
Gardner's
dropping
pitting.
off.
And Gardner with an issue in the number 16. Tough break for Johnny Gardner. He is coming down the pit lane. Not entirely sure what the issue is.
I think he may just be coming in here to top off. Maybe.
Maybe he thinks we're going to get caution.
Under the green?
If he thinks he can stand a lead lap, if we get a caution, he could cycle around to
There's
the
no
front.
way.
Yeah, that's...
Very strange
He's got to
move.
have an issue. Waiting for him to see here. I'm following him. Y'all can keep up with the pack. I'm just trying to see what he's going to do
Rodriguez to the outside.
Eric Rodriguez with a run to the outside of Garrett Sonor. Sonor did not go up to block the move, but Rodriguez has no help, and Sonor's going to remain out front. Levi McIntyre now up to second. Roger Ray in the third position, trying to get to the inside of Rodriguez.
15 to go right here.
It was a gas and go here for Gardner, a very extended stay. I'm going to keep it with him here as the leaders, they're coming right
here they
at him.
come.
Yeah,
They're
here
charging onto
comes
him.
Johnny Garner. He's got to be careful not to merge it back on the racetrack.
Luckily for him, he'll get the lucky dog at that.
No,
get a
he will
caution.
not get the lucky dog because the 34 is actually a lap down.
Ooh, well, there you go.
He is correct about that. Does depend, though, on which one is ahead of the other. There
And
is
it looks
Cameron
like it'll
Hartley
be the
coming off of
16.
turn number 4.
I think it'll be the 16 will be ahead.
And I
if I'm not
believe,
mistaken.
yeah, I believe Gardner still holds it right now if we get another caution. But you never know. I mean, we only got 15 laps to go. They could keep it clean to the end.
I gotta say,
Gardner, I'm praying for a yellow.
while we're focusing on that, Sonora's doing a great job out front. He's not letting anyone pass him since he got it.
I'm going to point one thing out here. If we do get a caution, that 16 is going to be a really big one to watch out for. He really rolled the dice there, making that pit stop.
We'll have to see if fuel mileage comes into play for these guys, because if we get a long green flag run here to end this race, some guys might run out of gas at the end. But Gardner came and topped off, so we'll have to see if that strategy works out for him. He will get the free pass if the caution comes out now.
Look at the 3 of Cole Deaver. I think this time as he's been all night long. I mean, he's kind of been towards the back, but now he's up inside the top 5 late. He can have something for them.
Working the outside lane there with Corey Williams and Eric Rodriguez staying in line. Almost got in the Roger Ray right there, but he's doing a good job. Trying to work his way to the front here. Garrett Sonor, though, is holding that inside lane in the number 6 machine. He might just be the guy to beat at this point. I'll have to see if anyone can get around him before the end of this race, but 13 laps to go, and the steered are stuff at 250 at Daytona. I'll have to see who gets it done here. The special event night at the Daytona International Speedway.
I think if McIntyre can ever get close enough and get cleared the outside, which he did right there, he's been one to make aggressive moves. So I think if he can get clear, get the run, he'll definitely go to the outside or the inside.
Garrett Sonor actually out ahead by quite a bit, all things considered.
Oh, 99 pitting.
And McIntyre going to come
How
down the
about
pit
that?
lane. He's going to pull the same strategy. And that would lead me to believe that all these guys are going to have to come down the pit lane before the end of this race.
Yeah, this could be interesting. Look at Rodriguez, though, to the outside for the lead.
I'm worried about McIntyre there. He really spun the tires trying to come to the pits. He may have to take tires there and make a more extended stay in the pits.
Cole Deaver on the outside lane right there. You got to watch out for him as he's moving his way through the field. Corey Williams behind him. Roger Ray pushing Garrett Sonor in the inside lane.
15 and 18 are going to be pitting this time.
15 and 18. That is Seth Cole and Michael Norman. They're going to be coming down the pit lane this time by.
3 wide goes to 3.
Cole Deaver in the number 3. Eric Rodriguez up there. Seth Cole's going to come down. Whoa, and Corey
51.
Williams.
Oh, he's coming back.
He's
Double
coming
zero
back
pits
onto
for
the
those
racetrack.
guys.
I don't believe that would have been a legal stop from 2 lanes down. Charles Belding also coming down the pit lane. These 6 guys still have to make a pit stop. I'm wondering if these 6 guys are going to come down at the same time.
77's pitting this time.
Eric Rodriguez is coming down.
They're going to catch the 34, put them another lap down. McIntyre's ahead.
Deaver, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's moving on. I don't know. Ooh.
We came close to Cameron Hartley.
Maybe trying to pick up a side draft on the 34 at that speed?
And cut
this
back
time
down
by.
ahead of Rodriguez. Don't know what the deal was there.
And the
Rodriguez,
77's pitting. He's going high.
he's going way up the racetrack
51.
there.
Williams.
And
Oh,
around.
no.
Don't know what happened to him.
He saved out. So the 51 stayed out.
Cameron
There's a
Hartley
yellow. That was great
around.
timing.
Don't know if
No
they called the
word yet.
yellow.
I think we're still green.
We
but
are
the
still
51
green here
the
at
51
Daytona.
No,
Jumped out.
They're slowing down. They're slowing down.
There it
Caution
is.
out. Caution is out here at Daytona. Garrett Sonor, the race leader, Roger Ray. Levi McIntyre was that close to getting lapped.
He may have been. Depends on when they called the yellow. If they called the yellow before he got, he was close.
Guys, I think that might end the night for the 77. He's got a heck ton of rear end damage.
He took a hard hit to the outside wall, almost flipped over again. Both Corey Williams and Eric Rodriguez having flying moments twice in this event. He's actually gone back out there continuing. And he's going to stay on the lead lap, too.
I think I'm getting word here. The 99 is going to most likely get to retain that lap.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
wow.
believe he will. He stayed out ahead, so...
That was
McIntyre's going
very
to stay on the
close.
lead lap. Seth Cole, Michael Norman's going to stay on the lead lap. I believe Charles Belding would as well.
And that
Belding
may give
might be the lucky
16
dog.
the lucky dog.
Gardner, I believe, is a lucky
There
dog.
he is on the inside.
There it is.
Is he going to come down, maybe top off again? And
so-
I don't think he would to surrender that lucky dog.
He better not be doing that.
All the lead lappers are coming down, and the 16's coming down with them. The 00's staying out. 34 staying out. 15,
I think we're gonna-
15, the 18 stayed on the lead lap.
I
Billy
think we're going
won
to get this
too, it
all
looks like.
sorted out here in a moment. Right now, for the moment, the 00 is a lap down, but I think we're going to get this sorted out here shortly.
Well, that caution happened at the worst possible time. Trucks were on pit road, coming down pit road, off pit road, staying out, so it's a big scoring mishap for sure.
I'm getting word from Poteet's crew that the 16 should be the lucky dog. We'll have to see here. We're going to get word from race control as to what's going to go down here if y'all want to check back at the replay as we are inside 10 laps to go.
Lemke first off of those drivers that just came down. Right
So-
now, Seth Cole might be the race leader.
Yeah, I believe that the 15 is going to be the race leader. Michael Norman, Levi McIntyre.
The top four were the
top
ones
four.
that came
And
under
I would
green
almost
and
imagine
stayed on the
Rodriguez would
lap.
be fourth.
Yeah.
Let's quickly see what
easily
happened
so.
to the number 77 that brought out the caution, and I don't understand what was going on here. He had called himself to come down the pit lane,
They went high.
and he went way up the racetrack. It was almost like he ran out of gas, because Cameron Hartley came on him really, really fast, and he wasn't even cutting down. Hartley just ran right into him.
Yeah. I mean, interesting. I mean, he's given himself the EOL, so he obviously knows he caused it, but, there's kind of interesting scenario there to cause that.
So, it still shows Garrett Sonora as the race leader, but I don't believe that they've completed the lap around. So this time by, we'll actually get the official race leader of this race, and I believe that's going to be Seth Cole in number 15, with Michael Norman in the second position.
Getting
Levi
word
McIntyre.
here, the 16 and the 00 will be back on the lead lap. But I'm thinking here the 00 needs to be ahead of the 16, which he is. And then the 34 is one lap down.
So Cameron Hartley going to remain a lap down. Seth Cole, the new race leader. He had already made a stop, so with this, we should not have to worry about fuel becoming an issue.
Yes.
That's good. Michael Norman going to be second. Row number
Everyone's
2.
made their stop.
Levi McIntyre, Andrew Lemke. Dylan Poteet and Garrett Sonor in row number 3. Roger Ray and Corey Williams, Cole Deaver, and Johnny Gardner. And then the 00 of Charles Belding. Eric Rodriguez, EOL. Still in the lead lap in 12th. Cameron Hartley, a lap down. The only other driver on the racetrack in the number 34. Next time by, they're going to be back to action with 7 laps to go in this race. And I still think it's anybody's race. A couple of guys I like to mention, we haven't really seen them run up front in this one. Dylan Poteet in the 31, Cole Deaver in the 3. I think Poteet might have a shot. Kind of been riding in the middle of the pack this entire race. Really haven't seen him go for the race lead at all tonight. Michael Norman's another guy who really hasn't seen too much of the lead. Watch out for those guys on this restart. Maybe this will be the last restart of the race. We'll have to see, but we thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Hopefully these guys put on a good show for you for the Thanksgiving special event of the NNSCRA and steer it or stuff at 250.
We're going to be in for a good finish, folks.
We are.
To say how good these guys are on fuel, Roger Ray said that he is basically 12 laps to the good. He said if it was a full 100, then he would only be 2 laps to the good. So, something to keep in mind right there.
So yeah, that you can confirm that we're all good on fuel and tires at this
Yes.
rate, at this point in the race. Yeah, if we went the full 100, that would have been something to think about. That
Would have been close for sure. Especially for the drivers that came down under green. But now we're all good, and Seth Cole, Michael Norman, and it looks like Levi McIntyre cycled around to the lead because of that caution during the green flag pit stops. They're going to take the green flag. 1, 2, 3.
We'll have to see what they do here. Seth Cole in the outside lane.
Ooh,
He is the
big
race
checkup for
leader. He got a really
McIntyre.
good jump. He's going to cut down to Michael Norman. So,
7
those
to
three
go.
guys in a line.
You gotta know Sonora's gonna be coming through the field like a bull in the China shop because he was leading when that yellow flag came out.
Lemke on the outside lane. There's nothing going on in the outside lane right now, but still have 7 laps to go in this race. Remember, only a 90-lap race, even though it says 100. Extra laps are for the green-white checkered. Seth Cole leading the field. Michael Norman, Levi McIntyre on the inside lane, and there's Garrett Sonor, the number 6.
Roger Ray going with the outside Lemke. He's gonna try and get the outside lane working, but there's only 2 trucks up there. It's not gonna work. They need more. They need something like the 99 jump up. Now the A4 jumped low.
Ooh, and Lemke tried to do so. He had no room to do it, so Ray's going to take 5th. And Lemke's going to file in the 6th. Poteet's going to stay at 7th. Cole Deaver trying to get a run on the outside lane. They are going to remain single file throughout the top few positions. Seth Cole leading this race here at Daytona with 6 laps to go. Will he get the race victory? Will it be somebody else behind him who gets it here at Daytona?
Who's gonna make the first move? And don't forget WL line. It's all there.
Legal.
It is
Go down
legal.
there.
These guys can pass below the WL line. Do you think we're going to see that on the final lap of this race? Someone trying to make it on the inside.
I think so. Late in the race, all bets are off. You're gonna go anywhere.
I think
They'll
the
be in the
top
grass.
I
the
do
top
wanna
3
point
might be
one
working
thing
with
out,
each
though,
other.
as we're getting to the waning points of this race. Sorry to cut you off, Napa, but if we take the white, if I'm not mistaken, at that point we just race it back. With how this race has gone, we're going to see is there's a little bit of a gap now between the packs.
Cole Deaver leading the 2nd pack right there. They have fallen off just a little bit there. Andrew Lemke right behind in 6th. I think Michael Norman's going to be content to stay behind Seth Cole until the final lap.
That's basically the best position to be in. Second.
And that's what he seems to be doing, hugging that inside lane with Seth Cole. They want to race this thing out to that final lap. They get down with another caution.
I was about to say, you got to remember, those guys behind them, they don't want to wait till the last lap. They may want to make their move now.
And speaking of which, Roger Ray tried to make a move on the outside. He's got a little help from Andrew Lemke. Cole Deaver might be going with those guys. But I just don't think they have enough for the top 5.
You got to know Garrett Sonor has to be wanting to go. I mean, he's on a fast truck. He's just riding around 4th right now.
There. I think if Roger wants to try it now, he's got the enforcements behind him. He's got about the outside, though, is that, well, they're going to settle it out.
Johnny Gardner there in the 16 with
There goes
Eric
the A4
Rodriguez.
again.
You think those
He's
guys are going to go? There goes
There goes the
Sonor.
6.
McIntyre tried to make the move. Bump. A bump. And they're going to keep it together. Sonor. Great job saving that one, but here comes Roger Ray and Andrew Lemke. They might have a run on the number 6 machine here.
Free to go right here.
Almost got into each other there.
Nope, they lost it. No. Oh,
6 going back. 99 might go with them. Now the 6 going to cut under.
What does the 18
Norman.
do?
Michael Norman looking. Like I said, I think
Ray's
he's content
outside
to
the
stay
6.
behind Seth Cole throughout this run. Garrison Orr is there in the number 6 on the inside. And Roger Ray's doing all he can to work that outside lane on these guys.
Not enough help.
Roger trying to get outside the 99 McIntyre. But there's just not enough help out there. Only 2 trucks.
We'll have to see.
There goes
Norman's going to go
McIntyre
up
for
high. We're coming to 2 laps to go here at Daytona. Michael Norman trying to get the run on the outside. McIntyre is now in 3rd. It might not have been a good move for Michael Norman. He's going to lose a lot of ground right there. Cole Deaver's there. Eric Rodriguez behind this pack. Johnny Gardner now inside the top 5.
2 to go.
2 to go for Seth Cole, the number 99, and the number 15, I should say. McIntyre in the 99 right behind him. And now Norman with no help on the outside.
Roger Ray jumped down.
He waited way too long to make the move, and he's paying the price for it.
Now he's going to be the next to make the move. Look at the
Here we go. Gardner on the apron.
Let's
He's
see
going to
what
try to
Ray
make
does.
it work. He's going to shove Roger Ray to the outside lane, and Roger Ray has no help up there. He's going to lose. a shot at this race victory. Here we go. We're coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Daytona in the Steer It or Stuff It 250. Who's going to come home with the trophy here tonight? White flag for Seth Cole in the 15.
He's got a run right here. He left a gap. Trying to get the run off to turn 1.
Levi McIntyre to the 99 right behind him. Garrett Sonor. There is the 16 of Johnny Gardner. Help from Cole Deaver on the outside. McIntyre's going to move up.
Goes up to block.
Trying to block the move.
3 wide.
Will he get anybody to work the apron?
Big push. The 3 gave the 99 big
Seth
push.
Cole moving up.
99 down low.
Oh, Seth.
McIntyre could not get to the inside of Seth Cole, and Seth Cole remains out front.
See what McIntyre can do here. He's getting another push off turn 4.
McIntyre with help from Garrett Sonor coming to the checkered flag here at Daytona. Will anybody have anything for Seth Cole? No, they will not. Seth Cole will win here at Daytona.
Wow. What a great job by Cole. What a great job by Seth Cole right there.
Seth Cole has won the Steer It or Stuff It 250 here at Daytona. He is your race winner.
Wow, my pick pulled it off.
He did it. And now Joe's the only one who hasn't gotten the pick right yet.
Next time.
Next
Next time
time.
it's going to be me.
Seth Cole getting it done. What a great job by the number 15, holding everybody off in that restart. He led every single lap after that last restart to come home with the race victory. McIntyre tried to get a run on the outside lane, couldn't do it. Let's get a replay of the finish of this race.
I really thought in that backstretch when McIntyre got a huge boost through the middle that maybe something could have formed, but it just wasn't enough. Cole did such a great job out in front.
And you see right here, if Gardner stayed with McIntyre, I think the 99 would have had a shot. Deaver got a push on the 99, and McIntyre was coming, but McIntyre had nowhere to go. He wasn't going to peek it to the inside, entering the corner, and Seth Cole's able to stay out front single file. And you see Sonor right there in the number 6 machine. Tried to get a push to Levi McIntyre, just wasn't enough. Everyone was on the apron coming to the start-finish line. Seth Cole wanted to make sure nobody tried to make a move to the inside of him there. McIntyre came close. Wasn't enough. That was the margin at the line. Seth Cole, your race winner here tonight in the Steer It or Stuff It 250, the NNSCRA. There are the official standings of the race. Everyone retired except Seth Cole and Michael Norman. Of course, it wasn't at the official finish of the event, and due to the fact that we only run those 90 laps, we missed the burnouts. What are we? We're gonna get Seth Cole's burnouts here for you guys.
I thought he was going to go stuff into that wall. He steered
Well,
all the
he
way to
kinda
victory
did.
lane. Steer all the way to victory lane, go stuff into the wall.
But Seth Cole, your race winner here at Daytona in the Steer It or Stuff It 250. It's your Sunoco fueling victories. Seth Cole, the winner at Daytona.
Very sure his sponsors, great sponsors, Stand Up to Cancer, Liberty University, really appreciating him having them on board tonight, and he's going to pay it off there with the victory tonight.
Great job by Seth Cole holding on, and that is a veteran right there showing it how it's done here at Daytona. Levi McIntyre in second, Garrett Sonor in third, Cole Deaver. And we were talking about all the issues he had in this race. He came in with a top 5 and 4th. Did a really good job at the end of this thing. I got to give Cole Deaver a lot of credit. Did an excellent job. Johnny Gardner finishing 5th. Eric Rodriguez, Andrew Lemke, Michael Norman, Roger A., Dylan Poteet, the top 10. Corey Williams, Charles Belding, Cameron Hartley was a lap down. And then the guys who were officially out of the race, Chris McLean, Phil Parker, Sonny Tolman, and Tyler Malinol out of the race earlier on. 14 of the 17 guys who started this thing finished it. But in the end, Seth Cole came home with the race victory.
Seth Cole might be the only one who actually finishes all 100.
Yeah, he might just go ahead and finish them all. Who knows?
Yeah, why not?
But either way, we're going to get some interviews here tonight.
I'm going to go ahead and pull up our third place finisher. That was the number 6 of Garrett Sidner. And just got word from Race Control that we can do that. So we'll go ahead and bring Sidner into the booth.
Yeah, Garrett Sonor finishing in the 3rd position. You had an excellent run in this race. But I would imagine you're a little upset about that caution coming out when it did. What exactly did you think you were going to do once that caution came out? Do you think you had a shot at it?
I honestly don't know there. I felt like if we had went green there, I would have been in good position to do something. But when that yellow did come out, it was anybody's game again. And I made the most of that last run. I could have went up, but I didn't feel like I was going to get the help. And it is what it is. Had a good night, though.
Definitely a really, really good run. Led some laps. Finished in one piece. Got a top 5 finish here in the Steer Stuff at 250. A little bit of a better outcome than Holladega back in October. But a great night for you, and great to have you racing in these events. Great to call your name in these events. I absolutely love doing that. So good luck on the next one, and yeah, hope you had fun.
Thank you very much.
User was moved out of your
Go
channel.
ahead and get our runner-up here into the booth here, Levi McIntyre.
User was moved to your channel.
Levi McIntyre, another great run into the number 99. Had a really good night, and was involved in a couple of incidents, but still a much better finish than a lot of the Holladega starts, I can imagine. I'm sure you're happy about that one, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was just saying down there to the rest of the guys, I seem to have decent luck at the non-Holladega special events, and I can't figure out why, but nonetheless, really happy with that run. I wish we could have got the win. I thought it was over on the backstretch, but the three truck gave me a hell of a shove in the middle, and I had no idea where that came from. I tried to block Johnny to try and get the outside going so I could have got the run on the outside, but everybody left him hanging, and then I got stuck in the middle, but somehow the 3 and the 18 and whoever else was there gave me the shot, and I was hoping to make that yellow line pass work, but Seth just blocked me, and there was just no chance. But all in all, yeah, involved in a couple incidents. Luckily, no damage sustained, which I'm really shocked that I didn't get any. But all in all, it was a great night for us, and hopefully in Christmas Miracle Christmas Classic, we can try and get a strong finish there.
Yeah, well, either way, great run for you. Great to have you in the race as well. And great to see you actually finish it as well, too. Great night for Levi McIntyre, number 99. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for the
Yeah, and
Stuff at
I
250.
also want to say, I feel like having Zev Bellringer on the truck gave me good luck, because prior to this, I had nothing with her on the car, and I always ran like crap, but maybe luck will change if I keep having her on the truck or car, but I don't know if it's a one-time luck thing or it's going to keep going, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, congrats to Seth. He just drove his ass off out there, and I tried, but just couldn't get it done.
Well, either way, great run for you, and glad to have you on board for this year's event.
Thank you.
User left your channel.
Well, let's get the race winner in here, don't we?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
How about the man
User was
himself,
moved to your
Seth
channel.
Cole, in the number 15. Race winner here tonight. How does it feel to win this one after holding everyone off in those final 7 laps, especially considering all the passes that were made earlier on in the race?
Yeah, I mean, the most difficult part for me was, I mean, the setup here tonight, the suck-up was tremendous, and you could get runs, you know, even in the middle and up on the top side, and so the F2 didn't even really work with helping me be able to gauge that. You just had to look in the rearview mirror and see who was getting the run. I thought we lost it on the back straightaway because I thought I had the 99 and 16 side by side, and all of a sudden somebody gave the 99 a huge shove. Fortunately, I was able to just barely get up in front of him, but it almost caught me unawares. But, you know, had the 18 behind me there in the closing stages and the 99, and both of them, you know, raced me really clean, so really appreciate that. And it was a heck of a battle there at the end.
It definitely was awesome to see you get a race victory, especially after all that happened throughout the night. We really had no idea who was going to win this race, especially after Malley got knocked out, but you definitely put on a heck of a performance in the number 15 machine and winning your own event again. I mean, actually, it wasn't your event. It was Michael Norman's this time, but great to see you in victory lane. And thank you so much for letting me and Joe and Chris call the race for you guys once again here from Daytona. But congratulations on the race victory. Seth Cole, your race winner here at Daytona.
Just want to point out, I did pick Seth to win at the top of the program, and for once, it worked out. And
He did. Chris got it right.
Well, if I'd known that Chris had picked me, I would have finished second. So just kidding.
Oh, okay.
You should have.
But Seth Cole, your race winner here at Daytona, and the number 15, winning it in the Steer It or Stuff It
User was moved out of
250.
your channel.
Let's go ahead and get a couple more here. I know Roger Ray wanted to jump in there. He's been in the top 10 all night, but I'm going to go ahead and bring up Gardner.
And Johnny Gardner,
User
number
was moved to your
16.
channel.
He was up and down and all around here tonight, but it came with a top 5 finish. Great run for Johnny Gardner. And I'm interested to know what you were thinking with that strategy. You came down under the green flag to top off on fuel. Did you think the race might go green the whole way through the end?
I knew there was going to be a caution coming out, not going to lie. I had a sneaking suspicion. But my God, that was wild.
It definitely was, but still a great run for you in 5th. And you definitely worked your way through the field near the end there.
One thing, I got my vengeance back from Talladega.
Definitely did. Definitely did. A lot more guys, I think, finished. More of a percentage of guys finished in this race than did in Talladega, which is surprising considering we had many more cautions. But still great to see you have a great run in the number 16. Now, were you working with Sonora in that race? I know you guys were together quite a bit, especially kind of near the middle there. But there was one time I think Sonora kind of left you out to dry and went up to the outside.
At one point, he did leave me out to dry, but I typically find my drafting partners when I can find them. And frankly enough, I felt so bad. I thought I almost wrecked Cinder going into by going on the below the yellow line.
Well, hey, both of you guys got a top 5 run here tonight. Great job, and great to have you in this year's event for the Sierra Stuff at 250. And
oh, totally.
Yeah, hope you have a good run in the next race. But,
totally.
Johnny Gardner, 5th place finisher here tonight at Daytona.
All right, I'm gonna get. We're gonna fit in 2 more driver interviews, and then we're gonna finally bring up
left your channel.
We'll bring up the organizer of this race to get his input to wrap, and that'll be the wrap up of the game of it. We're gonna get a special one here, a text interview. With Roger Ray.
I have some words for you, Roger. I picked you. You didn't win.
Wait, hang on. Oh, wait, there he is. Oh, wait.
All right, I'm gonna let Joe take this one away. All right.
Roger, I picked you and you didn't win, but you did really well. So I want to thank you for at least making me look like I knew what I was doing, out there. Yeah, you did do. Is it because Carter wasn't here? Because was Carter holding you back? Yeah. He said sure. I know no one can see it, but he said sure. I want to know when that yellow came out at the end, was that bad or good for you? Because you kind of stayed out there with everyone else and that yellow came out. Like, did you think you maybe would have had it if it didn't come out? Probably good. Okay, so the yellow's probably good. I ain't got anything else. I just wanted to chastise him for not winning because he made me look like a fool.
Yeah, Joe picked you, man, so he had faith in you to win this thing. Still a great run there for Roger. Finished 9th. He was running in front of Lyle in this race. Had that first pit stall. That definitely was a huge advantage for Roger Ray. Definitely a solid performance out of the 84. One thing, though, you ran a Christmas car in a Thanksgiving race. That's a no. Don't do that again.
That's why I thought he was going to win. Christmas always, overrules Thanksgiving. See, he said Thanksgiving isn't real. Everyone kind of thinks like that. So I figured that it would be fitting if the Christmas car won the Thanksgiving race.
Well,
even though
come
Thanksgiving,
out to be, but still a good run for Roger Ray in 9th.
Thanksgiving is better than Christmas, so I'm just saying.
But either way, Roger Ray, great run in the 9th position. Thank you so much for joining us here for this your Steer It or Stuff It 250. Great to see a race out there on the racetrack driving the number 84.
And there we
I'll
go.
see you guys later.
All right. That's
All right,
my
I know
line. You
we're,
took it away from me.
I know we're getting in the waning hours here, but I do want to get to Cole Deaver because man, he fought back from
he
major
had a
adversity.
heck of a run in this one.
User was moved to your channel.
Cole Deaver in the number 3. What a run for you tonight. Now you had some issues there. Truck looked very tight for you there, but you rallied back to a 4th place run. Did such a good job at the end to get to that position. How do you feel about that great run here at Daytona?
I hope he's there.
I don't know if he is there.
We're going to wait a second here. I'm trying to fill the dead air here. I hope he's there. Damn, he may not be there.
He might be done.
he may have stepped. Well, that's unfortunate, but bottom line, people, 4th place finish for him. He had a good run tonight, and way to recover from adversity, especially early on. And finally, let's get the man of the hour, the man who put this on tonight. Let's get Michael Norman in here in the booth.
User was moved to your channel.
Michael Norman. First of all, thank you so much for letting me call this race. Steer Stuff at 250. I had a blast doing it, even though I had a cold. That might have been why I wasn't as loud or as enthusiastic as I was for you guys watching. But thank you so much for putting us on, one thing. And secondly, I had a great race there. I was running in front a lot. But near the end, you got on that outside lane. You just fell back. What happened there?
Well, I went to the outside because I saw the run coming. I saw them on the outside lane, and I'm hearing everybody talk about, all right, let's go now, come on, push. So I thought there was somebody behind Roger, and they were leading a line. So I figured, okay, I'll move up. I probably won't fall that far back until they catch me, and then I can catch the run and see if I can't make a move on Seth. But when I went up to the outside lane, it turns out there was nobody out behind Roger, so I just ended up falling back.
But either way, it's still a great run for you, and we noticed that you were on the pit lane a lot, and we do know you were still the admin of the race, so we do believe that was because of admin duties. But did you ever have any issues on the truck throughout the night?
I mean, other than it being tight on the inside line, I didn't really have any other problems. I mean, I feel bad. Like, I'm actually rewatching part of it now, the replays, and that one incident right after the restart, I missed it, but it just ended up doing a 360 in the dirt. But it was a very fun. I'm proud of all of these guys who were on the track tonight. The policing themselves with the yellow line, didn't cause a wreck. Everybody was nice and didn't make. At the beginning there was a lot of bonehead moves, but once we finally got into a run, even making green flag pit stops, at first it was going pretty good until a couple of people went around trying to get into pit road, but. It was overall a fun race, especially that finish. And I know you guys had a lot of fun calling this race. It was very exciting for a Daytona race, in my opinion.
It definitely was. Seth Cole getting the race victory. Michael Norman in 8th. Michael Norman, the official organizer of the event. And definitely thank you so much for putting this event on for everyone attending. It unfortunately wasn't as big as Talladega, but still a great race nonetheless. And hopefully we do it again next year. But either way, thank you so much for letting us do it. And I won't be able to do the Winter Classic, unfortunately, but next time you got a good special event going on, I'll definitely do my best to call it, and maybe without a cold as well. But either way, Michael Norman, number 18, organizer of the event, and finishing 8th here tonight at Daytona. Thank you so much, man.
No problem. You guys have a great evening.
You too.
User was moved out of your channel.
I do believe that is it. So final thoughts on this race, guys. Steered our stuff at 250, with Seth Cole leading the final 7 laps to come home with the race victory.
I'll be honest, at the beginning, looked like it was going to be a wreck fest. Later we got into the race, though, we saw some fantastic racing. 2 lines, 3 lines, double file, no real lane gain the advantage. It was a solid race all around. We saw passes for the lead. We saw drivers come from the back to the front. It was honestly a pretty fun race. We saw different grooves work and a great finish as well. And, you can't really ask for much better than that.
No, you really can't. It was just a very fun race to just call and just to be able to watch. The guys, they made it the best that they could possible with what they had to work with, the short field and everything. Not a massive field compared to what it was in Talladega. It was just an all-around good race, and you only had 4 retirees, but which out of a 17-car field, that's not bad at all. And then also account in the level of talent, which there's a high level of talent of this group here. Just a fantastic run, and I'm very glad my pick won, and I didn't jinx him.
Yep, Seth Cole getting it done. My pick, first one to retire, Tyler Mellon. But hey, we all had fun here tonight. Great event, and once again, we thank Michael Norman for putting all this on, and the whole NNSCRA Sports and Gaming team for putting on these NNSCRA races for you guys to enjoy. Hope you guys all enjoyed the event here tonight. And I'd like to thank you, Joe and Chris, for joining me. You guys are great co-commentators, some of the best I've ever worked with, and looking forward to do the next one, whenever that might be. It won't be the Winter Classic. I unfortunately worked the night of that, but we'll definitely do some more in the future. But either way, we thank you guys so much for watching the Steer It or Stuff at 250. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys watching. I know that's next week, but definitely looking forward to that. Anyone want to do a shameless plug to their stuff before we go?
I'm running an IndyCar series soon on my channel.
For those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, I run a group called Mock Season Central. If you would like to join, hit me up.
And next Thursday on Napa Fan, it's the Thanksgiving 500. I do an offline special event there every year at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Going to be the 5th annual edition of that event. If you guys are into offline, the signups have already taken place, but it's definitely a fun event. One of my favorite races to do all year long. So if you want to check that out, next Thursday on Thanksgiving at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Napa Fan. But either way, that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you so much to Michael Norman. Congratulations to Seth Cole. And on behalf of Joe Rakowski and Chris Dalton, we'll see you guys for the next race, whenever that might be. The Winter Classic will be sometime. I believe it's December 18th. Unfortunately, I won't be part of that broadcast, but hopefully someone will take it up and you guys can enjoy that one. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time for the NNSCRA special event. I've been Napa Fan, along with Joe Rakowski and Chris Dollarton. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight, and I will see you guys later.